making sure that. Okay, there we go.
Are we on? Oh. Hey, what's happening? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for wasting your time with us. This is Funk Shop TV, Season 3, Episode 3. I'm Biggs.
I'm Sean.
And I'm Tom.
And I'm Michael.
And we are the Four Musketeers. Just kidding. Hey, again, thanks for tuning in. We got a guest with us, Tom. You're going to see his face quite a bit, probably a lot this season now, because he's cooler than us, and he's willing to donate some of his time.
I don't see the chat.
To try to make
Is
us
there a chat
cool,
there?
too. So, hi, Tom. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Paul. And welcome to all our listeners and viewers right now here at the Funk Shop podcast. It's definitely an honor and privilege to be here. I'm definitely not as cool as Paul to my right. And our producer Mike is definitely way cooler than all of us, you know. Sitting there with his fucking glasses on, you know.
Professor Mike.
I think I just got my mic muted, officially for the rest of the podcast. So thanks for having me, guys.
Doubt it. Mike doesn't talk a whole lot. I think he's timid. By the end of the season, I bet he'll be doing a whole lot of reviews and stuff. We're gonna make him talk.
We're gonna try to get there.
What's up, Ice Cream Boy? Welcome.
Does he wait?
Yeah.
Oh, what up, man?
He's been waiting to watch the stream.
What up?
He's from Fort Erie, Ontario.
Ontario. Shout out to our Canadian neighbors. We're part of the U.S. people that like our Canadian neighbors. Fuck Donald Trump. Moving right along, Sean. How was your week?
Busy.
Yeah?
Busy. Selling lots of ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's
Sold
up.
a lot today.
I heard there was some drama on the ice cream front this week. What happened?
Oh yeah. So Jess got harassed by several different ice cream vendors
In different hoods.
in three different places
So
in the last
these
3
ice
days.
cream truck driver people are territorial as
You don't even know. There's one that literally, like, we were gonna go talk to the supplier because he's pissed off so many people that literally the Woodland police have gotten 19 calls in 23 days.
Woodland or Longview?
Longview, sorry.
Longview.
The reason I said Woodland too is because
Yeah.
she got followed down to Woodland, like another city.
Right.
From the
completely
same
different
guy.
town. So Tom, to fill you in, I know Jess quite well. So she's one of his drivers, and she was in Longview, Washington, and this dude pulls up and starts screaming at her, "Get out of my town! Go back to Vancouver! You're not even licensed!" And then he proceeds to follow her around the neighborhoods, screaming out the window, "You don't have a license! Go back to Vancouver!" So she calls the police. The police he calls the police on her. So she's like, "All right, I'm leaving town. Whatever. I'm just gonna go." She's fed up. So she drives to Woodland, Washington.
Well, first Kelso.
Oh, Kelso.
Yeah.
Which is just north of Longview.
Well,
Right.
just
Which is right like
next
the
to
armpit
it.
of Longview.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically a stone throw away. Did he follow her to Kelso?
I'm not sure, but he did follow her to Woodland,
So yeah, she left Kelso, went to Woodland. He followed her there.
which is like, what, 20 minutes south?
Right.
Yeah.
Off I-5. But when she was driving through the neighborhoods, a parent came up and said, "That ice cream guy over there is telling everybody that you're not licensed, but we like you better." So he was literally following her, telling all of her customers that she wasn't licensed to sell ice cream. After she already bought ice cream, or after they already bought ice cream from her.
That's quite interesting. I'm new to the ice cream business, and because I
Are you in the ice cream business now?
Not at all. So I'm totally great. I have no knowledge of this. Do you have to be? Does she have? Are we talking about a driver's license or a
Permits.
distribution permits to sell?
Yeah, we have permits all over the place.
Okay, and are they actually checking for her permits?
So, no, the police pulled her over to tell her that she's sick and tired. The police is sick and tired of Turlock, the other driver,
His name is Turlock.
Turlock man.
Turdlock, no.
So,
Oh, we just put the first and last out there.
so
Fuck it.
yeah, go ahead and look him up.
Turlock Man. You can Google search it. TURLOK space MANN.
And is that a direct competitor of yours?
I mean, I wouldn't call it a competitor. He has one van. We have 10.
Okay, so you're like blowing his doors off out of
Yeah,
business.
he's him and other. So okay, it's not just him. There's a whole bunch of other ice cream vendors that are pissed off at us because we are moving in, taking over territories, and kicking people out of the business essentially because there's more vans. We have more vans. We sell more ice cream at a higher price than they do, and they're just pissed about it. Basically,
I feel like a town on Longview, there's probably worse things that could be competitive over
Yeah.
in the armpit of our fucking state of Washington, right?
so
Absolutely.
yeah.
There are a lot worse things, like besides the timber industry up there, right?
But-
There's territory wars over ice cream, folks.
Yes, big time.
Well, the timber industry isn't even territorial. They just chop the trees down, put them on a ship, and send them to a foreign country.
I think our country's getting good. If the worst thing we have to worry about is ice cream territory wars,
Absolutely.
this is not a bad day to live in, right?
But that again, that is in Longview. So the reason why the police were like, we're tired, we don't want to hear about it, probably because they get phone calls about tweakers they have to deal with all day.
A ton of tweakers,
Lots of them.
right?
Like probably more tweakers per capita than any other town in the United States.
I think meth was invented in Longview, Washington.
Probably.
You know, right?
Probably.
Or the Nova, one of the two.
Yeah, the day before she got harassed by 3 other drivers.
Oh yeah.
3 other vendors teamed up and surrounded or blocked her in, and was saying super inappropriate shit. And
Saying, hey, what up, vanilla girl? I want some of your vanilla ice cream. Completely making sexual innuendos.
So as the business guy, I got to ask, like, what does an Astro Pop cost these days for you?
a bomb pop. Well, what we charge?
Yeah, what do you charge?
Now, what is an
sell-
Astro Pop?
He's talking about bomb pops.
The bomb pop.
That's a rocket pop.
The rocket pop, the red,
Yeah.
white, and blue one, right?
People
That's
call
a
them
rocket
different
pop.
things.
Okay,
I've never
rocket
heard
pop.
Astro Pop before.
They used to be called Astro Pops
These
at
guys
one
call
point
them
in
bomb
time.
pops.
Yeah.
Depends where you're from.
It also depends on
Right.
like, because they ship
I was
different
like, I
versions
used
to
the
different
East Coast
places.
definition.
So it's like soda versus pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
And like they probably brand them differently for different locations too.
I know in Seattle there are bomb pops. Like,
Bomb
Yeah.
pops.
how that-
So if you can't sell the bomb pops at the airport, but you can sell the Astro Pops at the airport.
So like Riches came out with their own version for a
These
while
guys totally didn't get it.
actually called Rocket Pop. It was branded as a Rocket Pop, and it was slightly different shape. It was like more,
Less bumps.
yeah, it did actually, but it was also
wasn't rigged
wider.
for her pleasure.
It was wider and shorter, and then yeah, but it was the same
The
thing.
exact same thing.
Yeah, just slightly shaped, just slightly differently.
Oh wow.
But yeah, there's different companies come up with their own versions of stuff and rebrand it and all the time. So
And what is your cost? Go back to the question.
our cost.
You know, what is your retail price? We don't have to give out your margins to the whole country or to the 12 people who are listening to us
I mean,
right
either
now.
way,
Right.
like let's just
What
say
do
our,
you charge
our
for
markup is
bomb
about
pop?
3.5 times
But
or
what is
so.
your price? Like, if I was to go up to
So
your
I
ice
s-
cream truck, what would
$4 for a
four-
bomb for a
and,
bomb pop,
and douchebag competitor, how much is his?
like $2.50.
And yours $4, and you're out selling him at $1.50 more.
Yeah.
No, it's not even close. It's not even close. We pick up literally $2,000 to $3,000. We spend $2,000 to $3,000 on ice cream every 3 days, roughly,
Wow.
and that's our cost. We're back, and he buys. Most other ice cream vendors spend between $50 and $150 every day or two.
Right. So you should probably just buy him out.
Well, I mean,
You ever thought
we've
about, like,
told
an
him to.
M&A?
We've told him just go ahead and quit. There's no point. Like,
Right. Or you can just work for me.
but
And quit being a
but
bitch.
he can't put like Chimo on his resume. So
Oh, okay. So no, okay. Well, I guess that might be a perk, for him at least. Right?
yeah, that's
Well,
that's why he's in
Let's
it.
be
And so-
fair. He was never convicted.
But he was taken to court for
He was charged, but
Attempted with-
charges were dropped.
attempted luring of a child, and has 3 DUIs, 2 or 3.
I don't know about the DUI thing,
I
but
think it's 2 or 3, as well as several other harassment charges and what do they call it when they keep you from being a certain distance from somebody? Restraining order.
order.
Yeah, restraining
He
order.
has several restraining orders against him against other ice cream vendors.
And soon to be one more from Jess. Next.
Like it's literally
Jess
like
isn't
this
going to waste her
ridiculous
time.
thing.
She'll just carry a can of bear mace, and if he gets close enough, she's going to spray him in the face.
Yeah, but there's serious like competition. Like people are pissed off about our company. Other vendors are pissed off about our company.
That sounds pretty intense.
Isn't it crazy? Like, you wouldn't think the ice cream game is that,
drama.
like, you can't really, there's no street weed slangers anymore. So now it's all about the ice cream.
Well, summertime. It's getting hot out there. It was a whole 85, 87 degrees outside.
Remember when the ice cream man was the drug dealer?
I think it's making a comeback by the sounds of this.
Well, now they're literally ice cream, and there's
Now
like
the
turf
ice
wars
cream
over
man
the.
is the drug user.
Huh?
And that's why he's on the couch. And
We have
not with us
Anthony in the
today, folks,
background. He's
you
not
know?
mic'd and not cammed because he says
This
some
guy's-
corny shit once in a while. But we
This
still
guy,
love him.
Anthony just took the IQ test today, and he scored like genius level. So he's not allowed to be in the camera
But
with
he's
the mic
still,
today.
yeah.
He's got to bring it a
So-
whole different perspective over there.
The last two episodes 1 and 2 of season 3, we did challenge everybody to do IQ tests, and nobody has emailed us anything. I can't really say that honestly, and I feel real bad for lying to you. I haven't checked the email. So, we did a few today. I took one from IQtest.com, and I ended up getting a 125. If anybody doesn't believe me, I will gladly email you the screenshot. I got a 125.
147.
Anthony got a 147.
I think it was 47.
47.
Yeah.
But we still call him number one. I probably shouldn't say it like that. I'm going to offend somebody today.
Probably me.
I don't think we have enough viewers right now to offend anyone.
But people can still watch this later.
They could watch this later. I
And
think
they will watch this. My dad is going to end up watching this a month from now after he finishes catching up on all the rest of the season 1 and season 2.
Hey, you guys want to hear something?
Yikes.
Oh, Anthony.
Oh, boy.
Well, Anthony wants to chime in. What do you got, Anthony, for us?
Roses are red, nuts are brown, skirts go up, pants go down, body to body, skin to skin. When it's stiff, stick it in. The longer it's in, the stronger it gets. Goes in
Somebody
dry,
type
comes
that in.
out wet. Somebody just posted that in the chat.
Wow, thanks.
Thank you for thank you to whoever's listening to us for that comment.
Thanks for the limerick.
Serenity, or
Chrissy 123.
secrecity.
Sir Cressity?
Secrecity. 1, 2, 3.
I'm not computed today because Tom is taking place of my laptop, so I'm not reading chat. So Anthony's going to narrate chat for us today. Thanks for that rhyme, limerick, poem. That's cute. Real cute. Moving right along. You mentioned DUIs earlier, and this week was very sensitive for me because Friday was my sister's birthday. And for anybody that doesn't know, go to youtube.com/FunkShopTV. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. Look up season 2, episode 13. I'm not going to go over the whole spiel again. But in honor of my sister, I just want to really remind people, do not drink and drive. Heard some statistics this week that actually kind of, they made me feel good. According to some local law enforcement agencies, DUIs are actually down 33%. A lot of that is attributed to Uber and Lyft and people being more responsible. I do know I get messages all the time from friends that are like, you know, I had a few drinks and I thought about driving, but I called a friend to pick me up instead because I thought about your sister. So she passed away a while ago. She was killed by a drunk driver, and to this day, her memory lives on through people making smarter decisions. So I appreciate that, and happy birthday, sis. While we're on the subject, Tom, I know you have personally, your life has been heavily impacted because of alcohol.
Right. Yeah, I'm a member of Alcoholics Anonymous. I'm a sober member of AA, and yeah, alcohol and other things have played a big part of my life. And you know, if it wasn't for me getting sober, I wouldn't be sitting here with you guys today. I just lost a good friend, Jeff Ryder. Passed away just a few days ago from alcohol poisoning. So rest in peace, Jeff Ryder, wherever we are today.
Absolutely. Sorry to hear that. Probably anybody that's going to watch this has been affected in one way, shape, or form. It changes lives so much, and it damages people so much. Not only financially, it costs thousands and thousands of dollars to deal with the blow and go in your car, to deal with the court system, to deal with attorneys, to deal with going to jail, to deal with your car getting impounded. If you get in a wreck, you have to pay for it. But not only that, man, you could kill somebody that is innocent, that had nothing to do with the fact that you just wanted to have a good time. So just be smart about what you're doing. Our life on earth is so limited. As we all know, There's nobody watching this that hasn't lost somebody close to them. Our lives are limited. Don't push the envelope, man.
Yeah, especially at the age we're getting, people passing away all the time.
Yeah.
I think there's no excuse to be drink driving, to not drink drive at this point. You've got Uber, you got Lyft, you have taxis.
Phone a friend.
Phone a friend.
Everybody.
Walk home.
Yeah.
Fuck it. You know, call Anthony. Anthony will give you a ride right now. What's your cell phone, Anthony? Say,
We'll
I
spread out
stay
over
awake
the
until
internet.
4 or 5 in the morning, and a lot of my friends know that. They know that they can call me at 3 o'clock in the morning and say, hey, I drank too much. I want to leave my car here. Can you get me home? Sometimes they'll say, I want to drive because I don't want to leave my car here, so I'll call a sober friend. I've woke up Sean before and said, hey, we got to go get this guy. Sean's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, dude, we have to do it. He's like, okay, let's do it. That's just what we do.
True story.
So if you don't have a friend that can come get you if you drink too much, you shouldn't be drinking.
I'll even buy the first 50 Rocket Astro Pops, what you call them, right? So if you get a ride from Sean, you get a ride in the ice cream truck, you get to have
I
a
don't know
creepy
about that.
competitor chase after you, and you get a free Astro Pop. If that doesn't sell you, I don't know
Right.
why you're going to even drive home.
If that's not a reason to get sober, I don't know what is. And I'm not even telling anybody get sober. I've been a DJ all my life, and part of my income depends on people going out and actually spending money to have a good time. Just be smart about it. That's my point.
Yeah, don't be an idiot.
I haven't drank in over 2 years. I don't need to, because I love the world, and
It's been a few months.
I'm
for
going to
me.
be able to
At
remember it
least
the
a
next
few
day.
few months.
I am high on life. I'm very high on life.
And maybe as to relate, I had a close personal friend of mine, and I tried to grab the keys from her, and she did not even. She got violent. You know, sometimes people drink alcohol. I know it's not a shock. You know, it's not
Yeah.
newsflash. Hey, newsflash! Some people get violent when they drink, right? And she drove home. I actually followed her home, and she was probably the worst drunk driver ever. Like
You let her drive?
I couldn't do nothing about it. She was mean.
Take her keys.
I tried. I was in my 20s. We just had sex in the Waddles bathroom, which is, I know there's a lot going on. You know, it was after my friend Kurt's wedding reception. And so I was feeling it. This was before I got sober.
Okay.
So obviously I was
Okay.
making good decisions.
No, right, I get it.
Right. So I feel good. I wanted to finish the job at my house. And so I just decided to follow her because, I mean, she was tougher than me. So, and yeah. So some of the people that drink and drive are probably the worst drivers.
Did she choke you? Wait, she's tougher than you, so you just wanted to go home and bang one out. Did
Yeah.
she choke you, spank you, and pull your hair?
Back when I had hair, yes, she probably
Was
did.
the hair blue?
It was,
Oh.
Is that where all the hair went?
I think she's got a fistful on her headboard next to all 300 markings next to her.
Probably somewhere on there.
Adam, let your puppy out.
She was very popular.
You know, I don't want to go on that subject.
We really should
Next
though.
subject.
Well, okay, no, I'm not talking about that.
But since then, though, she's had 7 DUIs. I've talked to her recently.
What?
She lives in Seattle.
How do you
7
have
DUIs.
7 DUIs? After the second DUI, they take your license away.
Exactly. Somehow, if she gets one more, she's going to go to prison for a long time.
She should have gone to prison after the second one.
Right.
4 DUIs ago.
How?
She got a DUI recently, and she doesn't even own a car. She drove her friend's car home drunk. That's how bad of a drunk driver she is. And I'm not trying to make fun of this. This is the ridiculousness. I'm sorry, our producer Mike's trying to get to me.
No, yeah, so she had DUI for not having a car.
No,
How did she?
She was obviously driving somebody else's car.
she thought she was going to be a drunk designated driver for her friend and drive home from bar in Seattle to their
Oh
place on
my
Queen Anne
God.
Hill.
Oh,
She hasn't killed anybody yet?
Luckily, no.
Not that
Luckily,
she
no.
Oh, man.
So if you think how stupid that is, that's probably you if you're drinking and driving. You're probably that same type of person. You know, a sensible person will actually turn over the keys or be responsible and call Uber, Lyft, or a taxi cab or phone a friend.
I can honestly say that I have never, ever, ever even driven buzzed in my life. But I was not, like in high school, I wasn't a partier. I was kind of the Bible thumping guy. And after I started DJing in bars, I went through a little phase where I drank. Well, there was probably a couple little phases where I drank a lot for about 6 months, and then I didn't drink anything at all, and then I'd go back to drinking. But I can honestly say I've never, ever, ever driven buzzed.
I cannot.
I'm
say
not
that.
waiting for you to say that you
I was
have.
gonna say,
I'm not gonna. People are gonna, they're like, everybody's tuned in on Tom right now. So Tom, how many times have you? It doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter.
Just don't do it.
I actually went through a phase. I was living in Las Vegas. I used to fall asleep behind the wheel.
I've sleep driven a lot of times.
I would
but
wake up in the side of a minivan. right by Sahara and Las Vegas Boulevard. I woke up at the side of a minivan. I was in the center lane, and somehow I hit a guy on a 10 speed. And the crazy thing is, like, the witness report was done by someone that was illiterate, so I got off on that one. But I'm just thinking to myself, I woke up. Yeah, no, it was like a ransom note letter that he like, I hit car, drive, bike, and I was okay. Whoa. I'm like, okay, my attorney could beat this one, right? But yeah, and I hit a minivan, and there was a lady, her mom, and the 2 kids. Wow. It was fine. It was a little fender bender.
But you were asleep, not drunk.
Yeah, I was up for a few days, like 5 days. And then I had tequila and some fried chicken, and I should have took a nap. So I get narcoleptic, especially after being up 5 days. I don't think that's narcolepsy. I think that means I was falling out.
I used to DJ in Seattle a lot, so I would sleep drive on the way home because instead of getting a hotel room on Saturday night, because I'd go up there on Friday, DJ Friday night, Saturday night, come home Sunday.
Got 7 whole viewers, gang.
But a lot of times I would just drive home and pocket the hotel money for Saturday. So those little bumps on the side of the freeway have saved my life numerous times. Now, I'll be the first person to narc if I see somebody swerving. Twice over the last 6 months, I have called the police on somebody that was swerving horridly. Like, you would think that they're going to take out their own selves or take somebody out. There was a few times we saw a car or two different times. We saw cars literally almost run cars off the freeway. So we called 911. 911 sends State Patrol out to them. By the time State Patrol gets there, they are just tired. They're fatigued. But usually the police officer will call back and say, I'm glad you called. They were fatigued. Obviously, they had cops behind them, so they woke up now. But they even say fatigued drivers are more dangerous than drunk drivers.
Yes, I remember that one.
Yeah.
You fall asleep behind the wheel. Every time I've bumped into a car. I did a fender bender once. I bumped a girl at a traffic light. I have fell asleep at a traffic light. I went through a whole summer worth of falling asleep behind the wheel. I fell asleep at a traffic light. I had a cop wake me up, cussed me out, and said, if you don't go to that parking lot and sleep, you better go to the parking lot and sleep, and don't drive until you're ready. Otherwise,
wow, you're lucky.
I got some breaks in my life.
I'm
lucky to be here right now.
Here's a scary story.
And I haven't killed or even hurt anyone with my poor decisions behind the wheel.
So the first time I was in the Bay Area on a promo run, I took a few guys from 360 Productions, the old street team that I ran, and we went down to the Bay Area, and we lived there literally for 3 months straight. The first weekend we're there, we're like, it's cool. We're in Frisco. We're in Oakland. We need to go check some stuff out. So we go to a nightclub in San Francisco. Now, this is after we drove down there, all the way down there. So I had a minivan that we rented. We go to the club we get out of the club at like 3 a.m. We try to find something to eat, but I am so tired because we had already driven all the way down there from Vancouver to Oakland. So we're just going to go back to the apartment because the person we were doing the account for set us up in an apartment in Concord, which is Concord, Antioch, Pittsburgh. It's right outside of Frisco. So I wake up behind the wheel. And I wake up Chris, who's in the passenger side. I'm like, dude, where are we? Chris looks at me. He goes, what do you mean, where are we? How do you not know where we are? I said, I don't know how we got here. I literally blacked out and drove. We were at a Jack in the Box parking lot on Berkeley. So somehow we went from Frisco to Berkeley.
Which is North Oakland, basically.
Yeah.
Wow.
When we were supposed to go to northern Frisco to Concord. I had no idea how we got to Jack in the Box. I didn't remember leaving the nightclub. So and I didn't drink. I was just tired.
And you went from San Francisco, took the wrong bridge. There's 2 bridges.
Yes.
One bridge that goes to Oakland, the Bay Bridge, and there's the Golden Gate Bridge, which takes you north to Concord, right?
Right.
You totally missed the exit.
Obviously. Obviously.
Somehow you missed the exit.
We ended up, and everybody else in the van is waking up. They're like, what's going on? And Chris is like, don't worry, Paul's just hungry. I'm like, no, I have no idea how we got here. So Chris was like, get out of the car. He made me get out. He jumped in the driver's seat. At least this is what I remember of it. Chris's story might tell a little different. It was freaky. I mean, what if I would have fallen asleep and we would have just driven the van off of a bay bridge into the bay?
Those are real high bridges.
Yeah. Dead.
Have you been on the new one? The new Bay Bridge?
I have not been on the new Bay Bridge. I hate the bay. I don't ever want to go back to the bay.
Oh. The new Bay Bridge is really nice.
Neat.
Just saying. It's actually way nicer.
I mean,
than
post-earthquake? Yeah, because the earthquake was in, what, 89?
Yeah.
90?
My grandmother was on that
Yeah,
bridge.
so it was definitely since then. This was
during the
I
earthquake.
want to say right around 2001-ish, 2001 era-ish, around there. So sleep driving is scary. Don't do it.
I don't think Paul's gonna miss an exit if he's hungry. He was definitely tired.
Oh my
I'm just
God.
saying, you know, I'm just saying, like,
What's with the fat jokes, man? You know you could probably out-eat me like 3 times as much as I can. Anthony can.
well, I bet the farm on Anthony. I don't eat much, especially in the morning after. I'm more of a night.
I don't
muncher.
eat very much for a fat guy. I've just had a shit metabolism my entire life.
So, like we were saying, if you're if you're drunk, do not drive. I am actually one of the longest. So I've actually sit through meetings and going back to our topic and being serious about not talking about fat jokes right now. We're gonna talk about
It's not even something to joke about, dude. If I could be skinny, I would.
if I could have hair at 44 years old, I would too. I mean, I guess there's no choice in the matter. So we have hats. That's like the toupee of 2018.
So not only am I fat, I'm bald too. This guy is just gonna keep knocking me all my. Speaking of knocking, Tom, what kind of work do you do?
I'm actually in the dental industry. I'm actually in a career change. I was
Dental industry.
Yes.
What kind of dental industry are you involved in?
Well, I was with the
Black
dental.
market?
I was
Hold on.
actually with a dental IT company. I was a project manager for an IT company. Now I'm relocating, and I'm working out things tomorrow with a dental implant company.
Implant company. A dental implant company.
Right.
Sean, I sent you a picture of some dental implants to your phone. Will you please check your text messages? Make sure the camera's on his face so we can get the facial expression.
I mean, it won't.
Don't do it, man. Don't do it.
You should probably do it.
It's not as bad as 2 girls in a cup, but don't do it. Some things you
Why
can't
are you
unsee.
ruining this, Tom?
I'm not ruining. I'm just here to bring
I
light.
mean,
Like, I'm not.
I mean,
Gonna,
that's
I
a-
have never seen
Michael,
two
that's
girls
a-
in a cup.
that's a
because
weird
there's
place
some
to
things
plug
you
in
can't
somewhere.
unsee.
I got to-
I apologize. Go ahead.
Is your Facebook logged in somewhere?
That's a weird place to get a dental implant.
So if I send you this picture, you can pull it up and show the viewers what Sean is looking at?
on my phone,
No, can't you pull up the screenshot on the
I have to sign in. I have to sign in on Facebook here and stuff.
well, forget you then.
You put it on the screen and hold it to the camera.
You can post a link.
I guess I could do that. I don't know how clean it's well, you can tell me how clean it's gonna be, I suppose.
Oh, yeah, so you can see it.
You got that?
Yeah.
We call this tooth toe.
Oh,
It's dental implants to replace your toenails.
I mean, I feel like
Did you you got a clear shot of
Yeah,
it?
he showed it.
gross.
Tooth toe.
I feel like
Stomach.
I feel like it's just an odd place to get an implant.
Now, Sean, I know you're a fetishist, and you like sucking on toes as long as there's whipped cream on them. Would you suck on those toes,
No.
Tom?
How much money are we talking about?
I was
See,
just about to
every
ask.
like
I
what,
was
what's
just about to ask.
what's on the table?
everything has its price. So, if you know somebody with some gnarly toes that really like them sucked on, we found somebody that will do it for the right price. Michael also said, depends. I was just about to ask how much is
Not touching anyone's feet for the record.
for the right price. You will. Everything's got it.
For $1 million.
You're lying. Everything has its price.
Maybe $1 million.
There you go.
That's about as high as low as I'll go.
You would suck on their toes
You said
and let
touch
them
feet,
fuck
though.
you in the ass.
You
for
would
$1
touch
million.
Tom-
I meant with my mouth.
Okay.
Both.
I will not touch anyone's feet with my mouth for less than $1 million.
That's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, but I have a real big aversion
I
to
feel like $100,000 would be plenty.
What do
I
you
do
think?
too.
What do you think, Paul? 100,000?
Hey, who's got $100,000? Maybe we'll find out.
For me, it depends on whose feet.
I would do it for a Klondike bar. I know, really.
What would you do?
The commercials were not lying. I
For
would.
a Klondike bar.
You do it for free, though.
Can we get in trouble
No,
for just
Klondike bar.
singing that
How much do you
jingle?
sell Klondike bars for? Going back to ice cream.
They don't sell Klondike bars because Klondike bars are too expensive.
Well, maybe you should.
You know what their markup would be? It'd be like $15 for a damn Klondike bar.
Probably. Something like
You
that.
mark it up 3.5 times, so
At least.
Well, the,
it'd be like
350%.
$13. They're like $4.
I just said almost $15, so it's pretty fucking close.
I was doing the math.
Listen, IQ.
I'm sure I could get them for cheaper than what the store is probably, but not by that much.
Right.
it actually You could probably sell. It'll cost more for a Klondike bar than
So,
like
like-
a beer at the
even our
Seahawks game.
even our distributor,
Yeah.
like
Think about
you know
that.
those ice cream sandwiches with the cookies on them. You know, what I'm talking
Yes.
about? Those are like
Oh my God.
our cost on those would be somewhere around like $2.
So you'd have to sell them for $6.50.
Yeah, that's why we don't carry them because we can't get them cheap enough.
Oh my goodness, those are my favorite. Especially like if you go to the store and buy one and then you just wait till you get home to eat it so it softens a little bit. Oh,
Okay, now I want one.
that turns me into a fat
Like
kid.
I said, he was not going to miss the exit if he was hungry.
And this is
Who
why Paul is-
doesn't like chocolate chip cookie ice cream sandwiches?
I can't say I hate him.
I'm sure you
I
can't.
definitely don't hate him.
I'm sure you
know?
can't. You know what else? Taking 2 Eggos and putting jelly on one and peanut butter on the other and slapping them together, having a peanut butter and jelly Eggo witch. Oh,
Yeah, you
dude.
definitely have a slow metabolism. It's definitely not where you're eating, bro. It's definitely the
I
metabolism.
only
right?
eat one for breakfast.
Only one. I haven't had one in 44 years,
I haven't
let alone
eaten
one for breakfast.
ever, yeah.
Sorry, I eat
This
several
might be
ice
my
cream
last
bars a day.
podcast, folks, right? My good friend I've known for over 20 years. may not
Listen,
invite
you're
me
a
back.
professional fucking athlete with the physique of a fucking Adonis. I don't want to hear this shit. You always have been. How long have you known me?
At least 25 years.
And 25 years ago, was I any skinnier?
Like 10, 15 pounds, maybe.
Maybe. Maybe. Not everybody that you knew 25 years ago, do you think they've only put on 10 or 15 pounds?
Definitely not.
Probably quite
I
a
can probably
considerably
count.
more than that.
15 years ago, I weighed
0 pounds.
Anyways, moving right along. We know watermelon doesn't put any meat on your bones.
wow. I don't even eat one.
Racist joke of the day.
Hold on, now they need to know that I'm black.
Here, peek in here, Anthony.
Which camera are we on right now?
We'll in the white
Sky
view.
cam.
Yeah, there we go.
That one.
I'm black.
His name's Tony. He sells oranges by the freeway.
Hey, it's not Tony.
And he is a citizen, so leave him alone, Ice. You know what's funny? So we're coming back, driving down the freeway with my mom this afternoon, and this giant mobile command unit that says, it's all white and says police in giant blue letters is coming up barreling behind me. And as it passes me, we realize right above the giant police in blue letters, it says Department of Homeland Security in little tiny blue letters. So were they disguising themselves as local police now so people aren't like, oh, Homeland Security's going to raid somebody? I don't understand it. Are there really that many immigrants here that they need to start going from...
They're just working hard like the rest of us. I love that. I love the whole they're working really hard.
Tom
but
looks...
they're also
You look really confused right
Yeah,
now.
I'm still trying to figure out the Eggo sandwich right now, and you guys have like got like 5 subjects ahead of me right
Yeah,
now.
I'm also
I'm still trying to figure out if I could go home and make an Eggo fucking peanut butter and jelly
I'm trying to
sandwich.
figure out how to not do that ever.
There's probably not a whole lot more calories in one egg of waffle as in one slice of bread.
Definitely.
Except there is, because there's like tons of sugar.
What do you think
There's,
bread
probably,
is?
there's definitely more calories, but probably not a whole lot. Like the considerable... Somebody look it up right now.
It's not as bad as white bread.
What about the whole wheat white?
I don't know.
That's the bread that I like to use. The Franz, it's whole wheat, but it's or whole grain white. Whole grain white.
I do not. Cannot answer.
So, how many more calories would it be for an Eggo waffle peanut butter and jelly sandwich versus a whole grain white bread peanut
I'm
butter and jelly
looking it
sandwich?
up.
Okay,
We
good.
got a mathematician over here.
IQ can do it.
Mr. 145 IQ, which is 15 points below Einstein, who had a 160, is going to look it up for us.
I call
To be fair,
bullshit.
that was a bad test. I've taken the many times before that.
You have it memorized.
Cheater.
I'm still studying for the IQ test.
Cheater.
You guys are confused. You can't study for it.
You were studying. You were watching Anthony as he was doing it, so you have a head start. You know what to look for.
Not really. I didn't get to see the scores.
What'd you say, Michael?
24 hours later,
Yeah.
still studying.
I'm still like at 67. So,
You'll still have, like, a
I'm still under the average. Like the IQ test, if you
I'm
guys
gonna
don't know,
have
I
some
did some
fun right
research
now.
on it. 70% of the population will score between 80 and 130. That's 70% of the population.
One Eggo waffle. Oh, 2 Eggo waffles have 195 calories.
You need to add it all up. Make it one.
No,
He's
two,
black, not Asian. so slow
195
down.
calories is 2 Eggo waffles.
I'm still looking stuff up.
Okay. Look up how many calories in 2 slices of bread?
I'm glad for our YouTube viewers and our listeners at home that Anthony actually just chimed in and got himself on camera because I'm lying if I said this, but I'm gonna lie anyways. I was listening to your I'm gonna lie to be funny right now.
Each slice is 70 calories.
So 140 versus 192.
Yep,
It's
so
really not that much more. So both of you can eat an Eggo waffle sandwich.
I'm not going to eat one.
Where was I?
Did you say a big dick?
That's what I heard.
It's late, guys. You know, we're getting a little out of hand here.
No, this is right on track.
Anthony sounded like a white guy to me. I'm glad I finally met him in person. I'm glad you guys got to see Anthony.
Finally met me in person?
Wait a minute. Oh, you mean from hearing his voice on last week's
He's like
podcast that you already admitted that you didn't watch?
Just bear with me. He sounds like the whitest guy in here right now.
He is.
He really is. He is a white guy.
He is.
In his fairness, he was adopted by 2 white parents in a black neighborhood.
This is true.
What?
Wait, what?
It wasn't in a black neighborhood.
Whatever.
Friggin'
Moving along.
If he grew up in a black neighborhood, do you think he would sound like Carlton?
He definitely sounds like Carlton.
That's my point.
Carlton's
Not
more hood than he.
unusual to be loved by one.
Fresh Prince.
Carlton, way to catch up. You know so much about pop black culture, don't you?
I don't know anything about pop black culture.
Obviously.
He's Silver Smith. I was thinking he's like a Ricky Schroeder or Saved by the Bell.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't bring you a watermelon bomb pop.
I really didn't want one, so we're good.
That
I
sounds
wanted a regular
disgusting.
bomb pop and my paycheck.
What's funny is
That
like
sounds disgusting. Can you believe I said something that's edible sounds disgusting, Tom?
Are you making a fat joke right now?
I'm making an.
I'm actually
anti-fat
lost
joke.
for words right now. I'm still back at the Eagle waffle sandwich. So
Just wait till you have one, bro. You're gonna be like, oh,
I think I'm good.
this is one of the best things ever. Have you ever had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
Many times.
It is so much better than a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and it's only 40 extra
What?
calories.
I just want pancakes.
Was that funny?
a pancake sandwich.
So
Yeah,
I was once on a
that's
diet,
what I'm
right?
thinking.
And you're gonna
I
kill me
would-
for saying this.
No,
I
no,
was
no, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was
'Cause I have
on
a diet
like,
story, too.
Like I gained weight. I got sober. I gained like 50 pounds in like 6 months. And I had a person bigger than you telling me that I should eat more to lose weight. That makes no fucking sense. Don't tell me to eat.
It depends
Eat
on-
less to lose weight.
No, it depends
That's
on
how
what
you
you're
lose
eating.
weight.
It depends on what
That's
you're
how
eating.
I lost 90 pounds. I ate nothing for like 6 months.
They ate nothing for 6 months. Let me tell you my story. Okay, there was one day I decided, you know what? I'm tired of being picked on. I'm tired of being the fattest guy in the room. I'm tired of always trying to worry about what I'm going to wear because I don't want to look too flabby. So I decided,
Change your name to Biggs.
can I say anything without IQ trying to interrupt?
No.
Yes.
Hey Carlton, one moment, please.
Thank God he doesn't have a microphone. So I decide one day that I am going to lose some weight. I want to look more like Tom Gisby. So I
Feel like he
changed
likes
my
me.
diet completely. So for the morning, I would eat 2 hard-boiled eggs and 16 ounces. I know it's too much, but 16 ounces of orange juice. For dinner, I would eat 1 chicken breast that was grilled and like a pound of broccoli. Because I was told if the more broccoli, your body burns more calories digesting broccoli than the broccoli gives you. So it's actually negative calorie food. So I ate a chicken breast and a pound of broccoli every night for dinner, 2 hard-boiled eggs and a glass of orange juice every morning for breakfast. And I was walking/jogging about a mile a day. I did this for 6 months straight. How much weight do you think I lost?
5 pounds.
15.
Good job. That sounds like torture for 15 pounds.
If you did that with that diet for 6 months, what do you think you'd lose? I know your weight. You know how to fluctuate your weight pretty steadily.
Oh, yeah, I've done it many a times.
Right.
It has more to do with how your body processes the chemicals.
Your metabolism.
Well, there's more to it than just that, but you simplify it, yes.
Every third day on my jog, I sweat bagged.
See, that's not going to help you for actual weight loss. That's just water weight.
But were you drinking soda?
No.
Milk?
I was drinking almost 2 gallons of water a day.
So, but the
it's
orange
just
juice,
water weight,
the
then.
orange juice is the same thing as soda. Your body doesn't see it any differently.
Okay, and
Just saying.
the point is if I change my diet and I'm doing a brisk walk/jog of at least a mile every single day for 6 months.
See, what you should have done is just gone on steroids, and then you would have lost a lot of weight.
But then he also has to exercise.
Well, yeah.
I've never seen a fat tweaker, honestly. Has anyone here have seen a fat tweaker or a fat crackhead?
So you're suggesting that I just start doing meth?
No, I'm saying like, eat less and you lose weight. Don't eat more. So anyone that has that diet plan who's ever told me, hey Tom, if you eat more, like more meals a day. No, I have this problem. I'm a night binger. I get hungry at night. I don't eat much during the daytime. But right before bed, if I can't go to bed and I can't fall asleep on an empty stomach. So I kind of just distribute my calories towards the end of the night.
Well, after my diet run and deciding that I'm going to try to look more like Tom Gisby, you know what I decided? This is fucking miserable. I'm going to die someday. You're going to die someday. He's going to die someday. And I'm at the point now where I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about what I look like.
Good job.
I mean,
I think your confidence inside is the biggest thing. So if you guys are on your pity pot and you're wondering why you're not getting girls, but you have a negative feel about yourself or negative energy, I think you should probably put down the porn sites and get on online dating for one. I think we were talking about like ancestrymingle.com earlier.
Ancestrymingle.com
Yeah.
to make sure you don't end up
Did
dating
you say
somebody related to
ancestry?
Yeah.
Ancestry.
Ancestry or
Ancestry.
ancestrymingle.com.
Guys, that's the southern version.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's Ancestry Mingle. I can't even keep up with my bullshit these days, guys. Like, I'm off the charts. AncestryMingle.com.
We have Ancestry and AncestryMingle.com.
Depends what side of the rock is
Wait
you're
a
on.
minute. Are you looking these up to see if they're legit?
Not yet, but I'm going to.
I'm such a good BSer, guys, that actually IQ guys actually believe in me.
IQ is checking
It wasn't even
Mensa over here is looking me up right now.
We would have believed it either way. Like, if it was you or if it was Sean or anybody else. Because that's the world we live in.
Is anybody watching
Ancestry.
and asking any questions or anything?
No,
No, we
there's
got
people watching, but there's nobody saying
We got
anything.
like 8
They're probably logged in and they're watching, but they're not actually didn't set up an account, so they can't like feedback. They can't type anything in. So they're just watching us because they're really that fucking bored. Somebody out there is watching this masturbating at how sexy we are right now.
Who?
Somebody. I don't know who, just somebody.
Male or female?
Alyssa.
Male or female? I guess that's important.
Look, Alyssa's watching. Ask Alyssa if she's masturbating right now.
Who?
Maybe that's why she's not commenting.
Alyssa. IQ wants to know if you're masturbating right now.
She's gonna kill me.
She's gonna kill me. That's what we just heard.
I hate all of you.
So, hey Mensa, white Mensa. I don't know. Hey, white
Mensa.
Mensa, black Mensa, whatever you want to be, yellow Mensa. I don't care. What'd you
Why does
find for?
everything have to be defined by color, motherfucker?
Why does everything have to be defined by how smart we are? Oh, wait.
Oh.
I think he kind of did what's equivalent to a corporation padding the books to his IQ test. I think he fudged the numbers a little bit.
Yeah.
What do you think,
too.
Mike?
He's just taken it so many times. That's why he knows it so well.
It's okay.
I've never taken that one.
Bullshit. What are some
Took it 23 times beforehand.
I don't want to spend 15 minutes talking about whether or not IQ studied his IQ test. He is not going to be the topic that we talk about for the rest of the show.
I really want to be, though.
We know he
The
wants to
attention.
be. He needs the attention.
Kills me.
Poor little half-frikin
I hate you.
needs attention.
I think we should drop the color lines right now. But I have to make one point. I did cheat off the dumb Asian person in math class, so they got to.
Wait a minute. Time out. You cheated off the dumb Asian in math class.
I
Right.
thought he said dumb
Does-
Asian.
If you cheated off the dumb Asian, doesn't that mean you're gonna fail?
Basically, yeah.
Yep.
I should have went one row ahead where the smart Asian Angie Pack was sitting.
We're not supposed to say
That's a real
names.
person we went to school with. in
And I'm
Emory.
gonna send her
Angie
the link.
Pack.
I'm sending her the link to this
Send
show.
Angie Pack the link. I think she was my math tutor in high school.
You know what? I think we have a class Facebook page. I'm just gonna post the link in here and say, watch us.
We might as well get Crystal Sabato from class of '93 too.
Bro, I am
she was
not
Filipino.
naming any more names. None.
We need
I'll
to
do it
be-
for you. Don't worry.
Oh my Lanta.
I don't even remember half
Linda
the
Lee,
people I
where
went to
are
high
you?
school
In your
with.
taekwondo.
It doesn't. Isn't your class
That's an
reunion
Asian
coming
joke.
up?
She does.
Yeah.
She's a black belt taekwondo.
Hey, don't you
And
guys?
she
know-
has to be Korean.
this could just be the Tom and Michael show.
I mean, I feel like it could be.
It could be.
We're gonna have to give Mike
Next week, you guys are running the whole show by yourselves.
Goodbye.
Do you guys think Sean should go to his 20-year reunion coming up?
Absolutely not. I went to it was a waste of time. 10-year was good. 20-year, not so much.
I've told the story about 20-year. I haven't told you the story about our 20-year reunion.
I was there.
Why I wasn't there?
Why weren't you there?
So
Nobody was there, honestly. I went, nobody was there.
I was recruited to DJ. So I took the day off. I cleared my schedule. I was like, cool, I can do this. For my classmates that I went to school with that really don't give two shits about me, I'm going to do this. So Tyler LeCount was going to do it with me. So we decided we're going to go DJ and we're just going to be the cool kids and laugh at everybody else that's a failure. A few weeks after I committed to doing the gig, I got a notification that I haven't paid for my fee yet. The $85 dinner fee. I'm like, I'm not even going to be able to sit and eat dinner. I'm going to be standing behind turntables playing music. Well, you still need to... I was told I still needed to pay my registration if I wanted to attend. So I'm going to provide a $600, $700, $800 service to the class that I graduated with for free. And you still want to charge me to attend?
Do you know what we got for those $85? I swear, I'm not making this up to be funny. This is real shit. We got hamburgers and hot dogs for $85. That was our dinner
At Camas Meadows.
at Camas Meadows Golf Course, which is a link style golf course here.
So I
in
was
our hometown.
kind of interjecting with the committee, and I suggested that they do it at Green Meadows because we needed to keep it in the community that we all grew up in. Keep the funds and keep the money rolling in the community because I'm a big community person, and Evergreen High School, it's close. But somebody said we had to do it at Camas Meadows, so I was like, okay, that's cool, whatever, do it anywhere. I will still DJ for free. It's probably somebody messaging me right now saying, you probably shouldn't be telling this story, but I don't care. So I didn't go. I didn't go to the 10-year reunion because I was on Venice Beach with the And One mixtape tour with my fat ass on an NBA semi-pro style basketball tour. Fat people can do whatever they want. You just got to do it.
All I know is I've never complained about how much I've paid for a burger since that high school reunion. You pay $85 for a hamburger. Burgerville's not so expensive, folks.
No, Burgerville's not expensive at all if you're paying it.
I'm not paying that. I think they're charging $75. I think for ours. Maybe it's more.
Yeah?
I don't know. I'd have to look, but
You sell burgers for $75?
It's ridiculous. And I understand they have to pay for they have to rent the spot and stuff. But if the majority of your class isn't interested, go to a cheaper spot. Isn't the whole point to get people together?
you know where ours is this year?
No.
It's at what's his face's place? Down the water. What the hell?
Oh, Warehouse 23.
23.
Yeah.
That's where ours is this year.
Brandon Jenkins, if you're listening, what's up, bro?
It's past his bedtime.
We have
He'll watch it later.
We have only how many viewers we up to? We have four.
Four
We're
right
falling
now.
asleep. I'm basically falling asleep.
I know, me too.
And we got to get up at like 8:30 besides me tomorrow.
Nope.
Okay.
Another 2 minutes be 1 hour.
I'm sleeping in. Oh, we've gone way over an hour before. We're not even hit the hour mark yet. Oh, we're good. Are there any current trending topics that we should discuss? Sean,
Force.
how do you feel about Space Force?
Space Force. I mean, I feel like
Can we
it
have
will be an issue at some point.
Can we have Michael pull up the Space Force video?
I mean, you can.
Please.
You can put it up on the other screen and screen.
I got a message from somebody that said I'm so masturbating to you guys while I watch. Hi Lorraine, I love you. Lorraine Barber.
Lorraine, hey, what's up, Lorraine?
She's masturbating while she's watching us.
Why
She
isn't
went to
she
school,
chat?
doesn't she?
Why isn't
Yes.
she chatting?
I'm
in the
admitting that
chat?
I do remember you very vaguely, Lorraine. I apologize.
Yes.
But thank you for watching our podcast and masturbating to Paul's voice.
Alyssa
I
just
think she's
volunteered
masturbating to
her-
you.
I don't have like the DJ. I'm not DJ Biggs for one. Two, I get here. I can't
I'm not really
masturbate
DJ
to
Biggs
my.
anymore. There's an old school glamour shot of Lorraine.
She's on the left.
Yeah. Yeah, we went to school with her.
I know we did.
Let me look up on YouTube.
Oh my God, Lorraine.
Why isn't
Space
she,
Force.
Why isn't she talking in the chat?
Space
Yeah.
Force.
She's probably not talking on the chat because she hasn't actually signed up for Twitch. She's just viewing it.
So
Hold
for
on, I'm looking it up so you can see which one we need. Go ahead, Tom, while I'm looking.
For
this up.
our listeners who are listening at home on your laptops, portable devices, maybe we should give them instructions. If we've sent you the link, you're on our Facebook pages, you want to listen to us, you want to be able to comment, how do we do that, Paul?
You just got to sign up for Twitch. Just sign up for Twitch. It takes 2 seconds.
Okay.
It literally is like put your email and password, make a password, and you're good to go.
So just go to your Play Store or your iTunes and download Twitch for free. And then just click on our links when we post it on our Facebook pages, or or we might even message you a link. But we do this podcast basically every Sunday night here from our hometown in Vancouver, Washington, folks. Paul?
I'm still looking for this video. If you have the Space Force video.
Oh.
If you have any questions, comments, or anything you want us to cover, go ahead and email us at funkshoptv@gmail.com, and you can check us out at youtube.com/funkshoptv. Okay, Space Force, the theme song. That's what you got to find. Space Force, the theme song. It's 2 minutes and 28 sections.
I mean, you're almost right. Sections
No,
of minutes.
just click on that. Click where you're at. Okay, the top one. So you need to full screen that. So you guys are gonna watch this awesome video while we stand up and stretch and shake our balls out of our boxers.
I'm here, Anthony. So somebody's commenting for you.
Space Force! 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 Space is a war-fighting domain, just like the land, the air, and sea. We have the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Space Force. My new national strategy could be Space Force, 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 Space Force. We're doing a tremendous amount of work in space. I said maybe we need a new force. We'll call it the Space Force. And I was not really serious. And then I said, what a great idea. Tremendous. Space Force, Space Force. Space Force, Space Force, Space Force, Space Force, Space Force. We say that you can't use hairspray because hairspray is going to affect the ozone. I say no way, my apartment is all sealed. You're telling me that affects the ozone layer. I want to put a little spray. Space Force, Space Force, Space Force, Space Force, Space Force, Space Force, Space Force.
Songify this!
Before you have to up and go, you should have watched it all and you can get the track too, if that's something that you'd like to do.
Have a great day and a great life. Remember, you can get behind the scenes and other goodies at Patreon.
Hamburger prices. Can't people say anything? Hamburger prices.
Welcome back to Funk Shop TV. That was Space Force, the real thing that our president Donald Trump is trying to enact, the sixth branch of the military. For those of you that are confused why I say sixth, the Coast Guard is technically considered a branch of the military. So we have the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, the Coast Guard, and now Space Force. Space Force. Tom, have you heard about this Space Force thing?
No, but I noticed you have Eggo waffles in your freezer. I don't have cable right now, okay? It's a long story. I don't have cable where I'm from. I live with hippies, so they don't believe in cable or internet, apparently.
Well, you can come over and watch the news with me anytime you want.
Well, at
But
least I have cable here
Absolutely
now in
learned
my
how
house
great
here, so
Donald
that's
Trump
good.
is with his Space Force.
yeah.
I have no idea what Space Force. I'm totally off the.
Well,
off the
you
train
just
right now.
heard it. It's the 6th division of our U.S. military now.
That's going to be the theme song.
Yep.
Well,
I really
that's a
hope so,
mockery, but
I feel like we should just go with that as a theme song.
I do
Why
too.
not?
I do too.
Like everyone has to sing that
Like,
when they
if
start their day.
everything we do is going to be ridiculous, why can't our theme songs be ridiculous too?
Yeah. Yeah. So I had a really scary thought the other day. I sarcastically posted a comment on a political
Oh God.
rant, and I said, you know, what's scary is the state that our country is in now. We have such a huge divide between the right side and the left side, and we have a leader that's very his side, but all the right side seems to follow him. Now that we're no longer part of the United Nations Humanitarian Council, because we withdrew before we got kicked out, we have no global accountability. So if our president decided he wanted to put a bounty on anybody that didn't believe in him or follow him or worship him, theoretically he could. And that could give anybody that says, all hail President Trump, the ability to go around capturing people and turning them into concentration camps for a bounty prize. This is all theoretical, but after I typed it, I thought, it really could happen. The likelihood, I'm sure, is like 0.05050505 that it really will.
Did you do the math on that?
I said it's like. I didn't say it was exact.
It's very, very close to zero.
Maybe we can have Angie Pack watch this on YouTube and do the math for us.
IQ already did.
Yeah, thank you, Benson.
But just the fact that it can be done is frightening to me. It is so frightening that I want to remind you to make sure that you help keep our country's leadership accountable and pay attention and vote for your congressional representatives. Unless you're in Canada, then you can just sit there and continue to laugh at us.
Or any other country.
Can I move in?
I did for a while.
Can I?
You're not welcome back, Sean.
I just want their medical benefits. That's all.
Can we just borrow their everything?
Aren't hookers like legal in Canada?
I don't know.
What's the exchange rate? Anyone know the exchange rate right now?
For hookers?
No, just our the Canadian currency.
Currency?
Real bad right now.
It's not like Mexican pesos.
Yes, well, anything's stronger than the peso, right?
Well, why don't we ask IQ? Look it up. What's the currency rate between Canada and U.S. right now?
Okay.
While you're doing that, I believe prostitution is legal in Canada. I was in Vancouver, BC with Snoop and the East Siders one year, and I got hit on by the most attractive women that have ever hit on me my entire life.
With the hookers.
And I felt...
Yes.
He just finished my story.
I'm asking because. Go on. What was your story again?
No,
I
I'm
felt-
sad because you ended his story early.
I know, that's what I'm here for.
I felt good about myself for once in my life. Because Tom Gisby always picked on me for being the fat kid in school. So, for once in my life, I'm surrounded by beautiful women that are into me. And I felt really, really good, you know. But I had work to do. I was there for work, and then after I was done, all the work was over and done.
And I was gonna go.
We're walking around, you know, just walking around town because I had never been to Vancouver, BC before.
I love it there.
And this girl starts talking to me, and she's hitting on me, being real flirtatious, but not like overly. Not like coming and sitting next to you at M&A Casino while you're playing a slot machine and rubbing your leg saying, hey, I can be your entertainment for the night. Not that kind of flirtatious. That happened to Michael.
Why are you looking at me?
Because that happened to Michael. So after I was like, yeah, we can hang out, whatever. And she goes, well, you know my time is valuable, right? So I was like, oh, wait a minute. Wait, what? My time is valuable too. What are we talking about? You want me to buy you a cheeseburger? And she said, no, it's $200 an hour. I said, what do I get for $200 an hour? She goes, everything. I said, everything? She goes, use your imagination. It's like, whoa, I'm good. But for you, Tom.
I'm thinking so it's 133, so we get 133 Canadian, 1.33 versus what for every dollar US. We get $1.33 Canadian. So we're basically getting hookers. If you go north of the border, which is about, 4 hours?
Well, it's
from here?
really 33
4.5
cents.
1.33.
I'm
33
thinking
cents
it's
on the
like
dollar?
it's like having a coupon for like
66.
what is it?
What? It's not 66 cents on the dollar. You said 1.33. So for every US dollar, it's $1.33.
Yep, which is
That's probably about
look
right.
at it the other way.
33 cents on the dollar.
Or 66 cents for
Well,
a
yeah,
Canadian
okay.
dollar.
So you're basically getting like a 30% discount going just like 4-hour drive north.
75, sorry, 75%.
So like if a hooker like here costs $150, it's like $120 up there. So you're getting some savings.
If it's 160.
But you're spending more in gas than that discount, so you better stay up there for a week and get laid a ton.
Or
Is
you
what that
just
comes
use
out
the
to be.
flipper.
Then you start getting your money back.
The
in
point
black.
is, if you go
recommend.
to Vancouver, BC, it's the hottest hookers in the world because it's completely illegal. And it's probably a lot cleaner. Just saying. Canada has better health benefits.
Right, they get better. Yeah, so they can get checked out like 10 times a week.
They
if
can get
want to.
penicillin a lot easier than we can.
Right.
Tom knows.
Why is it always gonna be me? I mean,
Because you're the sex guy. I mean,
You did eat a hooker's ass.
I did.
this
okay.
is my retribution. For, whoa. I'm not even going there.
I was in my 20s.
No, I'm not even going
and
there.
I
No,
wasn't
we're not
sober.
there.
Okay, and
Mute his mic.
I did
Mute
not
his-
meet
mute his
the.
mic. Mute his mic. We're not going there. We're not going there.
All right.
I'm sure you could hear anyway.
We're not going there. Space Force.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Space Force. Well, yeah.
How do you-
Explain. I don't even know.
that. Oh, we got back to Canada.
I was getting ready for this next segment, and
How do
I
you
totally
feel
did not
about-
listen to the video. I apologize to our listeners at home, but I'll freely admit that I have no idea
I have
what
opinions
Space
on
Force is.
Space Force.
We don't care, IQ. How do you know nothing about it? Trump literally wants to enact a sixth branch of the military called Space Force.
And what is their
Actually thought
what
about
is
it
their
for a
duties?
while, and I actually think it
Uh,
might not be a bad
He
idea,
really doesn't.
which is weird.
Will
So
you
military-
quit interrupting?
It's a military in space.
This sounds like complete bullshit, honestly. I think
Basic-
you guys are fucking with me now.
No,
you know?
Bro, I promise. You can look it up. He basically wants to take funds out of our current military pool and put them into more satellites, more space defense.
But why not? You know how big.
But you know what? The benefit of that is more space exploration.
Maybe.
No, definitely. Military funds. Military funds. Why do you think we went to the moon in the first place?
NASA.
Well, yeah, but the only reason why is because we were in the Cold War.
I guess it was a race to the moon.
But do we, as far as our country is concerned, we're really in a volatile spot right now because
right
we
now
are no
it's
longer
horrible
part of the UN. So we do not need to be taking money away from our military and putting it into rocket ships and trying to figure out how to put a military base on Mars.
Right now is a bad time, but in general, it does need to happen.
Eventually it will need to happen, but do you really think it needs to happen in our day and age?
Right now is horrible. Like, if we didn't have Trump as president, I would say sure.
You know, we don't have to worry about defending ourselves from the aliens from planet Gook. What we need to worry, we need to worry about is
Part of that is
people from North Korea.
Well,
That's
And
what I'm
Russia.
trying to say, though,
if you
because
can launch missiles from space, it's much
Yeah.
quicker.
that was part of the thing. They're talking about like destroying the.
Not to mention,
satellites. It doesn't have anything to do
you
with
don't even
me.
have to have explosives on your.
We
on
already
your-
have those capabilities.
I know, but we don't actually have
Just saying.
satellites up there that can just drop bombs.
Right. I'm not worried about threats from outer space right now. Is anyone else here
Space
worried
lasers?
about any threats from outer space?
No.
No. Okay,
Other
so
than-
we're wasting
other-
money basically
But
right
that's-
now.
I think
other
it's a
than-
waste of money.
Okay. So
Other
my
than-
opinion is it's
Why
some
are we-
bullshit.
Why are we
Other
taking
than
money away from the
asteroids.
Army and the Marines? We've already got a
Because
more
our-
solid Star Wars program than any other country on the face of this planet.
As far as we know.
As far as we know, but
We
let's
don't
be
know what
realistic.
Russia's doing.
So is Trump trying to start a Star Wars now?
I mean,
Pretty much. I mean,
I mean, yeah.
You know what? I'm all for it. I'm all for putting a military up there. I'm all for
This is actually I've actually put a lot.
because
of
I think
thought
it also
into
helps the private. It helps us go farther in space by putting military money into outer space. Then we're forced to explore more.
but that means we're cutting the budgets for veterans associations. That means we're taking money away from
But it
stuff that
also
we need
helps-
to do for our own border security.
But
And I'm not talking about building a fucking wall. I'm talking about actually having troops on the border for when we get invaded by somebody.
I'm talking about
Canada.
building better
Please take us
technologies. Space exploration helps other technologies.
I
and things
absolutely
here.
understand that, but do you know what else is he's trying to do?
Oh, I'm sure all kinds of crazy
Prohibit anybody else, because if the United States controls Space Force, that means they will be able to limit anybody else that goes out into space.
Well, of course.
You know what?
You wanna
So
be the first
basically,
one there.
his whole purpose is to shut the door on people like Elon Musk.
I think that I don't think that's the case. Maybe other
Bro,
countries.
do your research. He said it. That is one of his motivating factors.
I don't understand
don't think it'll
what
happen.
the benefit of stopping Musk would be.
If it's considered military space, he can make sure nothing else launches into the United States from this country. No NASA platform
There it goes. Now it's working. The sound card just froze. Somehow.
Yikes. Welcome back. Thanks for watching. Sorry, the sound card froze for some reason. So we're back.
There we go.
That was weird. That was awkward. Thanks for hanging on. How many people do we have? How many people did we lose?
Still 6 here.
Still 600 people watching. So thanks for coming back to Funk Shop TV. Oh, fuck.
I am Tom.
Hi, IQ.
Hey!
What's happening?
Hey, Biggs.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm Tom.
Tom.
You're Mensa over there.
Mensa sounds like some sort of disease, dude.
That's MRSA.
Exactly my point. MRSA, Mensa. They sound pretty fucking similar.
It's fair.
Fair.
Can't really argue with that.
While you're here, Tom.
Yeah.
Tom
what's up?
2. Tom 2 IQ.
Dark Tom.
Tom 2 IQ. Light Tom and Dark Tom. How do you feel about babies being ripped away from their parents at the border?
I feel very strongly.
Obviously.
It's awful and bad. It's very bad. I don't like it.
And this is a
Stop
guy with an
stealing
IQ of
babies.
145. It's bad. Very bad.
Stop
Bad.
stealing babies.
I have a very good job.
Trump's a dick. I don't have a good job.
I can't say that, but yeah, you can. You know, even though I don't like him, I'd still, to me, is very unpatriotic to call a president names, past or present. So
I'm just
I
saying
can't do it.
Trump like the brand is a dick.
Okay. All right. All right.
The
Fair
Trump
enough.
brand is a dick.
Fair enough.
Yeah. The Trump brand is taking babies away from their family,
So-
and that's not cool.
Watching the news the other day, yesterday. Actually, I didn't watch the news. I'm lying. My mom told me she saw it on the news. But, so, Sean, maybe you might be familiar. There's a beach, apparently, on the Great Lakes that borders with Canada.
The beach on the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them, but yeah.
That doesn't have an actual border. You can't really tell where Canada starts and where USA starts.
I
It's
think
like it's
there's-
just a beach.
I think there's a few
There-
places like that, actually.
Okay.
Anyway, go ahead.
So this woman was jogging on the beach. And apparently she crossed the line and crossed back. She was detained by ICE. She is from France. So she said, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. It was a mistake. I was out jogging." They detained her for hours and hours until she could call her family to prove her identity. So you know what they did once she was able to prove her identity? They held her in captivity in jail. They jailed her for 2 weeks for breaking United States border laws.
Of course.
She's from France. They just assumed she was Mexican?
France is invading us.
Yeah.
I'm hearing
From Canada.
From Canada
Well,
in jogging
the
outfits.
French Canadians.
Let's come back.
So a French woman was jogging and got detained by ICE and jailed for breaking U.S. border laws. This is what we're coming to, folks.
That's 2 weeks in jail.
This is how strict our borders are becoming. Forget about any of your family that doesn't live here coming to visit. And pretty soon forget about leaving.
I feel like it's only
I think
temporary.
leaving's gonna be a lot easier than coming back.
Well, hopefully it's only temporary until we get a new president. I mean,
I'm not too worried about it, to
eh,
be honest.
if he gets reelected, we have a lot to worry about.
I doubt he will. But even so, it's just 4 more years.
We can't just sit here and I doubt he will. Okay, you need to vote. Everybody needs to vote.
Vote.
Vitally important. Vote.
Vote.
Vitally important. It's just to me,
Vote.
it's just ridiculous what our country has become. I'm still a patriotic person. It sickens me to see anybody deface the flag. Like there was a meme, video, GIF, whatever. GIF or GIF? Is it a GIF or GIF?
One of the two.
One of the two. Of a truck, and it's got a flag that has a blue box with some red and white bars, and the blue box has some stars in it, and it has a giant picture of Donald Trump in front of this flag. To me, that's a likeness of the United States flag. And according to U.S. flag code, I'm not going to quote you which number it is, but according to U.S. flag code, if you really want to know, let me know, and I'll look it up for you. That is illegal. Just saying.
A lot of things, flag code that we do is illegal.
A lot of things, like wearing it.
Like Kid Rock all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, a representation of, obviously, if something's red, white, and blue and has some stars thrown in, it's not, it's a representation of, but it's not necessarily the flag. But if you take a piece of cloth and you put a blue box where the blue box would be, and you put some stars on it, and you put red and white stripes across it, you're representing the U.S. flag. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So leave it the way it is. Leave it alone, or else you're not patriotic. Period. Quit flying it from your fucking pickup truck and let it get it all tattered. Because when it gets tattered and torn, that is disrespect to our flag. Knock it off. That's all. Anybody want to add anything?
What if they do that
I don't give a shit about it.
Okay. I see trucks with an American flag on one side and a Seahawks flag on the other.
They can have an American flag on one side and a Seahawks flag on the other. But if that American flag becomes tattered and torn, retire it.
What about the Seahawks flag? We're all Seahawks fans.
There is no U.S. flag code for a Seahawks flag. I'm a big Seahawks fan.
You don't have to retire the Seahawks flag.
If your Seahawks
There's
flag
no
rips
laws for
down the
that.
middle, you can still wave it proudly.
You can also wear your Seahawks flag legally.
Yeah, you can wear your Seahawks flag as a cape, and be Captain Seahawk.
You could also
And
wear
fly
it as a
around.
cap.
You can wear it as a cap. You can ball it up and wear it as a fucking sumo diaper. I don't care.
I think if
Where is
my
the tunic?
Seahawks flag is tampered, I'm going to call Belichick. I'm calling the
What is Belichick gonna do if your Seahawks
Is
flag
he
is tattered?
I think he tampered with my Seahawks flag.
Oh, that's fair,
I'll put a
actually.
foot up his ass.
That's a reasonable.
If the
that's
air's
a
let out of
reason-
your Seahawks
You
flag,
just
it's
you have
it's
to
the
assume
Patriots'
that
fault.
if anything,
We're
is
not even
done
close
in
to
the
football
NFL,
season when we're already.
Belichick
It's
is
going to
the
be a
reason.
tense year. I have a feeling it's going to be a tense football season.
I hope it's gonna
When
be
it comes to
good
flags,
I
Sean
feel
doesn't
like this
care.
is going to be Brady's last season.
I hope.
one. I think 3 more.
Okay.
I
That's
doubt
my
it.
prediction.
Hold on. I
He
wasn't
will
done
not
yet.
last to
I wasn't
44.
done yet. I hope he gets his head ripped the fuck off.
You hope he doesn't even make it to the season.
No, I want him taken out.
That's dirty, but I agree.
I want him decapitated.
Oh, maybe not that. Well, maybe that far.
Off with his head.
I feel like it's a bit excessive.
Send him to Wonderland.
You feel like it's a bit excessive, but you don't even give a fuck about anything in this country.
Yeah, I do.
He gives a fuck about himself. He's in the country.
That doesn't count.
I know.
That doesn't count.
Okay, what do you guys say? Going back to Brady.
Going back to
I'm
Brady.
going to make a statement right now. This is season 3, episode 3 of our podcast.
Okay.
I'm going to say right here, Brady's career will end on an injury and not due to retirement on his own.
So Tom
Oh,
just
absolutely.
called.
I'm making a
He's making a prediction right now that Brady's career will end on an injury, not retirement.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
absolutely.
it will be
what I
forced
think, too.
retirement,
Oh, yeah.
basically. Forced retirement.
forced retirement.
He's one injury from done. Like that's what it is.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. You know what I would like to see?
Targeting.
Targeting's great. I think it's great targeting back. Honestly. That's a fantastic football practice.
I was joking.
I'm
but
not. Man. See, football's got light and weak in the knees a little bit. I think we need to bring back some targeting.
Call the Saints. They'll do that for you.
I mean, there's
I mean,
still beanballs.
we
in
did that
baseball.
when I was
Why
in
not
high
targeting
school.
in football? People still get hit by pitches, and it's totally fine. It's part of the game.
It's
Targeting.
Well, it's not
normally they
necessarily
get
totally
ejected
fine. I
after
mean,
that.
no, not normally they get ejected
Not-
either.
If they're purposely doing it, they get
If
ejected.
it
you can tell.
becomes excessive, or it's how do you tell a pitcher purposely
Somebody got
beamed a
ejected
batter?
today because he threw 3 balls and missed twice.
Okay, but I mean,
These guys are major league pitchers. You can't tell me.
Yeah,
they're
they're
not throwing
3
behind their batter's
balls.
asshole.
bro,
You're not trying to hit him. Okay?
3 balls in
Now,
their
look,
head.
Tom-
These guys has spent their whole life pitching baseballs
Tom,
with accuracy on the court.
you and I probably are the only ones old enough to remember Mitch Williams.
Wild thing.
Wild thing.
Yes.
You're going to tell me that every single time he threw a ball that went where it wasn't supposed to go, he meant to do that?
But did it go to the same
He was
location
still a major
every time?
pitcher. No, I get it. There are definitely... I've seen it. It seems like maybe I'm watching a lot more baseball than I used to, but it does seem like a lot more balls are being thrown at batters.
6 games in a row.
That's called the fair weather fan.
I'm not actually watching. But,
Like, let the pitchers throw it at the batters. Who cares? It's part of the game. That's how it was played when I was a kid. Just like...
If it becomes excessive, absolutely. I miss the good old days of a batter charging the pitcher after the ball comes close to his head.
That was fun.
You know, the day of Robin Ventura chasing Nolan Ryan down, charging Nolan Ryan, and Nolan Ryan, over 40 years old, who's still throwing 100 miles per hour, beats his ass.
Great.
Got him in a headlock.
He was just
Right.
done.
He did. He just hockey sacked him and just punched the shit out of him.
He grabbed him. He's just like, "You're done, dude." Oh, I love that video.
Those were the good old days. Kemp, last week. Did you see Kemp coming to home?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you probably aren't Dodger fans. So the catcher, literally, he blocks the path.
Oh, yeah, he just went straight forward.
So if you block the path with the runner coming into home,
Niners.
you can hit him. He barreled through him. He didn't knock the ball out of the mitt,
But he took him down.
but he took him out. He knocked him
No, I did
hard.
that when I was playing in high school.
The catcher got up, took a swing at him. So Kemp was like, "Come on, you want to fight?" He threw his helmet off. He got his chest puffed out, and Kemp ended up getting ejected. Why?
Boo Dodgers.
What he said.
This guy doesn't even fucking watch baseball, and when he does, he's a Giants
I
fan.
would like to see Aaron Judge take out a catcher.
I would love to see Aaron
I'd
Judge
like
take
to
out a
see
catcher.
Aaron Judge
280
run.
pounds.
Judge
coming at
can't
you.
even run.
Yeah.
He's so slow, dude.
But imagine
But
him
when
going
he-
out third,
I mean, I can't run, but do you want me going through you? If you were protecting home plate and I'm coming at you, Biggs can't run, but do you want to take that chance?
Probably.
Sure, I will.
Yeah, like
I'll go through any of you.
you could absolutely go through us, but are you knocking the ball out?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll test that later.
All right, cool.
I want to videotape this too.
All right. I'm good with that.
Probably fly him like a steamroller.
I'm good with that. And you're probably not going to be able to walk for a couple days.
Weeks.
I already have trouble walking
Just
now.
saying.
Not super concerned about it.
I'm going to make sure I break a rib or two.
I need those.
He's a
Pitchers
little
throwing
anyway.
balls towards a batter is nothing new.
No.
Should they be ejected every time? No. Obviously, if it's blatant and it's excessive, yes. Should they be fined? Yes. Should a batter once in a while drop the bat and charge the pitcher? Yes.
Because that
It's
is
all
entertaining.
part of the game. I'm not saying baseball needs to be like hockey, but they're dropping ratings. They've implemented all of these rules to try to
could
make
be
the
like
game of
hockey.
baseball shorter. So there's only a certain number of times that a coach or manager can go out to the pitcher's mound, and when they do, there's a timer on it now.
Yep.
There's a timer on how long it takes them to switch sides in between innings. There's all kinds of stuff that's trying to make the baseball game shorter because they think that's going to make it more attentive. No. Let the batter charge the pitcher once in a while.
What
Quit-
about steroid testing now? The game
What?
is more exciting with more home runs.
I'm gonna and
gonna
that's another
say-
thing. I know where Sean's gonna get involved in this conversation when it comes to steroids. Go ahead.
Steroids should be in all sports.
Should be in all sports or should be optional?
Actually, you're right. You should be able to take whatever the hell
Everybody
you want.
has to take steroids.
you're
100%.
At a professional level.
Yeah, professional or semi-pro level.
Okay, at a paid level.
Yeah, of some
Semi-pro
sort.
is paid, so that's still professional.
Yeah, if you're getting some sort of pay for it, take all the steroids you want. First off, you're getting paid as a professional athlete. Consumers want to see the biggest, strongest, fastest, best athletes on the planet. I got fucking news for you. Vast majority of professional athletes already take something at some level or another. And if you don't think that's true, you're an idiot and never been in a professional athlete's area. Because I've seen it
Griffey
from
and Edgar.
guarantee they were taking steroids.
You're full of it. You are
I don't know
full
about
of
that.
it.
Baseball
No,
players.
you could
now,
never
football
say
players.
Griffey.
Football players. I
Never.
would be surprised
Because
if the
he
majority
was-
didn't
high.
at some point.
No, he lost his career because he didn't take steroids.
Look,
if he
man.
was
At
on
some point in
steroids.
time, he did some sort of performance. And it may not have been anabolic steroids, but at some point, I guarantee he was taking something at some point.
I
Edgar.
disagree.
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 Best swing
There's no way you could ever say Edgar was.
If Edgar was,
He would have played third base.
Yeah, he would.
He wouldn't have been a designated hitter. He'd be in the Hall of Fame right now.
Right.
What does that have to do with anything that has to do with steroids?
Literally everything, because it's
The
the
reason
recovery.
because he didn't take steroids, he wasn't a fielder.
That's
He
the
was
same
only a
reason that
designated
Griffey
hitter.
doesn't have more
So
home runs
because
than
the
everybody else.
National League doesn't have designated hitters and American League does, he's not being admitted into the Hall of Fame like he should be, because he didn't have a technical position.
Okay.
They are
What does that have to do with
2 years to
anything?
get in the Hall of Fame.
Edgar deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He should have been in the Hall of Fame years ago.
He's the best hitter of our
I agree.
era.
I think he
So
will
what?
too.
But that doesn't. Why? How,
The point
Because
is,
he couldn't play both
if he
positions
would've-
because he was injured because he didn't take steroids.
he could.
he
we
didn't
could
have
still
the
get injured
recovery
taking
time.
steroids.
But he didn't have the same recovery, the same everything else as somebody who's on steroids.
That's questionable. It isn't just because you have.
What's questionable?
I
about
would.
that?
I would honestly think that. I'm no expert, but I would seriously say that number of professional baseball players that are using any kind of anabolics or any kind of D-ball, anything.
Oh, I'm not saying they're using D-ball. The D-ball would be a terrible choice. You would use HGH,
Testosterone.
Same
Te-
HGH, testosterone, whatever.
but those are different
I
things.
think the percentage of Major League Baseball players that use versus other sports is absolutely minimal. I really do.
They get drug tested every year.
So what?
Every sport gets drug tested
Who
on a regular
cares?
basis.
Do you know how?
Every professional sport does.
Okay,
That's why WWF will never be considered a professional sport, because they don't want to be drug tested.
do you know how many athletes that I know for a fact I watched
WWE,
take
same
steroids?
thing.
That I watched take steroids weeks before going into a competition I was competing against, and they
Getting
come
an
up
oil
clean.
change is not impossible.
It happens all the
Why
time.
don't we ask a professional athlete? How come the professional athlete is sitting in the living room and not interjecting in the conversation?
Well,
I mean,
Tom over there is
he's got a fucking World Series ring. Why don't we talk to somebody that knows what the fuck they're talking about?
what? I'm actually not a professional athlete, but I appreciate that.
You have a World Series ring.
Okay,
To us, you are.
that is true. Okay, to you guys possibly, but I think NFL only drug tests once a year. It's like at the beginning of summer camp.
But they can do randoms.
They can't do
If
random.
there's-
Everyone gets tested.
But they're not
If you
going
get
to.
busted
They
for
have.
marijuana,
Well,
marijuana
unlikely.
Or anything in football, you're an idiot. Because you get notifications. It's not a random. It's once a year you get tested.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
It's really
Okay.
really easy to avoid in the NFL.
Because they
Well,
want-
and you can
at
still get an
some-
oil change.
At some level,
NCAA does test randomly though.
at some level, NFL really wants their athletes taking steroids. They want their best product on the field, making them money.
Probably less than we had a couple minutes ago.
5, I think.
Oh, we have more. We had 4 a few minutes ago. Talk about sports more, guys.
But like in powerlifting, for example,
By talking about sports.
We did.
powerlifting, strongman. I mean, in other strength sports, you cannot even get close to competing at any kind of elite level if you're not on juice. That is a fact.
I did not say that
Yeah.
that wasn't a fact.
But in any sport, like I know lots of athletes I've met going to facilities that train professional athletes in all kinds of sports, not just powerlifting, not just in strongman, but like baseball, football, track, everything else. I personally have watched professional athletes shoot juice or take other performance enhancing supplements of some sort or
Did
another.
you see Griffey and Edgar?
Well, I wasn't around him, but my point is, like, obviously, I didn't physically see him, but I would find it really unlikely that guys at that level, at least at some point in their career, didn't take something. I'm not saying that they took testosterone specifically or that they took any kind of specific anabolic, but that doesn't mean they didn't take some other sort of performance enhancing drug. Like look at Lance Armstrong, like the EPO.
One ball.
But my point is,
We're not looking at his testicles.
but
We're
like,
looking at his
I thought that's what we
career.
were talking about.
but like you're like EPO for example, and you can accomplish those same things with altitude sleeping. There's all kinds of things you can do that are illegal in the sport that are performance enhancing. It's just I find it's in all the time I've spent around athletes that as I've competed myself in multiple sports, not just powerlifting, in track and field, in football. Like when I was in high school, there were so many high school athletes on steroids. I would say 50% of
I
our.
would have had my career if I had done steroids.
Oh, I wish I would have taken steroids in high school. I wish I would have.
No,
I guarantee.
I broke my hip.
I can tell you right now. I
tore my
wish to
ACL
God,
out. I was
if I could go
done.
back in time, that's what I would do.
Honestly, for high school football, I wish I would have too.
But
I didn't play
I didn't.
football.
I
played
was
soccer
scared to
and
take
baseball.
steroids because of a bunch of bullshit that the media was saying, stuff that wasn't true, stuff that was either blown way out of proportion, it was meant to scare you, and wasn't true.
what?
Sure. If you abuse any substance, yeah, that's not bad things could happen to you. But if you take it responsibly with some education, then you're much. And a certain percentage of the population is going to have bad results from anything they take. But I mean, for example, you're gonna die from steroids. Your dick's gonna get smaller. That's bullshit. In fact, that's the opposite. Your testicles shrink a little bit. That's just because your natural testosterone production will shrink, but you have a much higher blood flow through your whole entire body. So in actuality, you're actually gonna get a larger penis while you're on steroids. That's a fact. I know from
larger boners or larger
yeah, just in
Doesn't it
general.
depend what kind of steroids you're taking?
No, like
testosterone
and DECA, things of that nature that will increase your blood flow for recovery and for a pump so that your body can grow faster. Those type of steroids will do that. So you will literally physically when you have an erection, have a larger penis than you do otherwise, just because you have a much larger blood flow through your body.
But is it blood through your body or blood through?
Everywhere through your entire body. That's why you grow so much more and you recover way faster because
There isn't any steroid that you can take that's going to focus on one part of
yeah
your
yeah
body.
yeah.
You can't be like, I want stronger legs, so I'm
I
going to
want
take
a
this
stronger
pill.
penis.
So
I want a bigger chest, so I'm going to take this pill.
yeah, and
That
putting
was the
putting those things in like a specific spot that's a misnomer. There's no proof of that actually working. It has to go through your whole system. It has to get processed by your liver.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's weird.
So why have you been injecting your stomach all this time, Paul?
Yeah.
Because I wanted to get bigger and stronger.
Speaking of that, you know the oil, what is it called? Synthol. Synthol? Yeah.
Yeah,
The
that's what
oil-
we put on it. That's the kind of
There's
that
kind
I
of-
like.
you
I
see a
use
stu-
5W30 in my truck.
Not that kind of synthol. The kind of the synthol that like you see those weirdos like from Brazil that blow up their
Oh
muscles.
yeah.
That's-
It's like
and then
Botox
their
for your
arms
muscle.
explode.
Yeah, it's actually meant to be used in a much smaller quantity to help expand it for growth. But they're abusing the. That's a perfect example.
And they're
of
still weak as
abuse.
shit.
Yeah. They have no
It's-
strength.
Look real
It's
strong.
gross.
No, they don't.
No, they
just-
don't.
They
They look
look
like
real strong.
they look
like-
inflated.
Yeah. They look
They
fake.
look real strong.
It's gross.
So
Air quotes.
that's a perfect example of abuse of something that the media takes and says, "Oh, this is what happens when you take steroids." That's bullshit.
Tom's falling asleep on the couch.
No, I'm actually wondering. Speaking of steroids,
Tom, do you take steroids?
no, but I'm just wondering.
Oh, I thought we could
I want to get back on
incriminate
camera here, okay?
All right.
No, you're sitting there.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, whose wallet is this?
It's my steroids wallet.
That is on steroids. Speaking of steroids, that is George Costanza's wallet from the episode.
That's what
of
everybody
Seinfeld.
says.
That is a filing cabinet. That is not a wallet. I think you should just have a purse and just get it over with.
Merce. Merce.
Yeah.
Might
It's
as
not
well.
If it's European, so you're fine.
No, I agree.
It's a merce.
Who wants?
Crap.
I will take donations of Merces. Nobody has to donate. I was just
Yeah, about
we will
that.
film him carrying a purse at the Vancouver Mall here.
yeah, absolutely.
Send him a fanny pack.
I have no problem doing that.
I think Carlton.
I
did
have
that
no
for me.
shame.
A fluorescent pink fanny pack
No shame. I'll do it if you send me one.
I
that
think he had it.
has a rainbow and says "Gay Pride" on it.
Absolutely, I will wear it.
It is Gay Pride Week, so
It is.
Oh no, is it over? Didn't it
I
end
think
today?
let's say it was today was last.
Did
day.
you see?
Yes.
You did.
I don't
Probably not. I was busy.
So there was a VA
know. No.
hospital, I think it was in Virginia, that took all of the military flags down for one day to put up a rainbow flag to honor and respect the members of the military forces that are alternative lifestyle. LGBTQ.
There might be a few more 17 letters in there.
There's seems like there's always
LGBTQPLMSTABC.
Now I know my.
LGBTQRF.
So now you're really offending somebody.
I think you can't leave out the Q.
LGBT. What's Q for?
Queer.
Isn't that same as gay?
LGQBT.
No, it's different.
Okay. Let's do. Okay. Let's go to.
It depends on what you
lifestyles
it depends on what you identify as. But how do you feel about a VA? Veterans Administration
I
building
have-
taking down all the military
Don't
flags.
give two
Feelings.
shits.
You don't give two shits about anything. Do you give one shit about
Anything patriotic, he doesn't care. Anything
I think
I have mixed
Then a
political,
about
he doesn't
this.
care.
I think it's like
Doesn't affect his
I
immediate
don't
life. He
think
doesn't give a
that's a
shit.
thing you should do just because it's a VA. But at the same time, I like the sentiment.
Couldn't they put out a public statement?
They probably should have just put up other flags.
In
like,
addition?
as well,
Well-
instead of removing the flags.
Well, the problem with that is they had
Certain flags.
that I actually agree with.
all the military flags and then the U.S. flag at the top, I believe, because you have to fly the U.S. flag higher than the rest. But they didn't want to disrespect any other branch of the military by taking down one and putting up the rainbow flag, so they took them down all to put up the rainbow flag.
So I mean that makes
I think
sense.
that's the proper way to do it.
I mean, it makes sense. They have at least a
I
thought
mean,
process behind it.
if
Right.
that was the way you,
They didn't want to
if
offend
you
anybody in
do
the
it,
Marines
that's the
by
way
taking
you
down
do
the
it,
Marines
yes.
flag. Yeah.
Although I
It just
think
seems
doing
weird
it
to me,
was-
like-
it's definitely weird. I don't think there's a right answer here.
I want to tag myself
Because-
in.
Can we have a heterosexual
Bye, people.
pride flag?
I love you all. I'd like to thank Anthony, our Mensa IQ guy, for joining us tonight and giving me a breather.
I'm sorry.
I had a great power nap over there while listening to him talk, so we're back. Ow! Don't worry, Anthony, I still love you, bro. So, I think I think if the military wants to honor our gay friends in the military, I think that's pretty awesome. I mean, why should a gender orientation or sexual orientation be? If someone's willing to die for a country, fight for a country, I don't care what they have going on.
No, I
behind closed
absolutely
doors.
agree. I'm not
That
saying
is their
that-
business.
I absolutely agree with you. I am absolutely not saying they shouldn't serve in the military. But why do we need to honor them? Are we going to honor the heterosexual members?
I think it's just a change
we
in
had-
times, really, because it was so much don't ask, don't tell. I had a gay brother that served our country in the military.
Yeah.
And he was very high up, and he actually worked at the White House. My
Nice.
brother Mike. He actually died of AIDS before it was AIDS in the 80s. Okay. Before Magic Johnson had AIDS, it was cancer, and then became HIV.
Right.
And then AIDS. Okay. So he
Pre
served our country.
Easy E type.
Pre-Easy,
Before you
pre-Magic
could
Johnson. Yeah.
before you could buy your
Yeah, when he died of AIDS, we all thought it was cancer. So,
Okay.
and he served our country in the army and was very, very high up. I think for the longest time is very hush, very don't ask, don't tell.
right.
All while we had a U.S. Navy with people working in a submarine. That's a whole different subject, right?
Oh my goodness.
right? But these
Come
these
on,
men
man.
and women are dying for our country, are willing to die for our freedom. I don't care what they're doing behind closed doors at home.
I absolutely agree. Nobody is disputing that.
Why not finally give them their say? Finally give them their respect and honor.
Because we don't need to put them on a pedestal.
It's not a pedestal. It's just honoring, like finally.
Then honor then have a heterosexual pride day.
That's why we don't have a white pride day, because that's racist.
I know, right? But we're finally honoring things
But I agree.
that our
we should
country
not-
has shunned for many years, starting at the top.
But I think it doesn't become equal at that point.
Right. It becomes elite.
It's not elite. People are going to become
You're
homosexual
giving them-
because to join the military.
And nobody is saying nobody's saying they're becoming homosexual, but you're giving them their own special day. Why don't I have mine? Where's my day?
It's all those days where you don't get beat up and made fun of.
Oh, really?
Sexual orientation.
Really?
I got beat up all the
It's
time
like
when
the
I was
same
on
people
Because
that-
I
you're
believe
like
it's
one of those
illegal
people
to beat up anybody
Do
that
you
comes
get
out of.
beat- Do you get beat up for being straight?
No.
a gay bar, maybe.
But if I got
You
beat up
open
for
your
being
mouth
wait
too
a minute,
much.
if I got beat up for being straight right now, and they found the people that beat me up, would those people go to jail?
Yes.
So we're treated equally.
That's still a hate crime.
We're treated equally. It is no longer equal treatment when the flag that does not represent me gets flown.
Do you complain about Black History Month then, Paul?
Absolutely not.
So why complain?
Are military flags being taken down to put up the Malcolm X flag during Black History Month?
I'm not saying that was the right thing to do at the VA hospital. That's not what I'm saying.
But finally, our country has came to recognize our men and
What do
women
you
from our LGBTQ now
They have been
Finally,
recognized
we're being
for.
recognized. No, friendly fire is real, folks. Back in the 80s, I'm sure you know.
Nobody
a
is
few-
disputing that.
So why not actually give them a little acknowledgement for once, opposed to shunning them and making them such a secret in our country?
They're not being shunned anymore. It's okay to be whatever the fuck you want. You can identify as Porky Pig if you want to identify as Porky Pig. It's okay.
Hey, no fat
Nobody
jokes.
is saying that. You can identify as Kermit the Frog if you want.
I'm getting offended at all these fat jokes now. Okay.
So if you want to identify as Kermit the Frog, you can do that.
I want to be
I don't
offended in
care.
your behalf.
If you want to be identify as, half Asian, that's fine. That's your right. You can identify as that. But do you get to fly a flag in honor of what you believe in if the other guy doesn't get to fly a flag in honor of what he believes in or she believes in?
But I think that's where you're getting the misconception here. There's no flying flags for the other people, the normal people, because that's being normal. They have every.
It's not
other
called
day.
normal. It's called heterosexual. There is no normal anymore.
I know, but it's the
So-
people who.
So why do they get to stand out? That's that.
Because that's their 1 week a year where they get to feel.
But that's still separate. That's still.
But they
that's-
can
it's
feel special every
oxymo-
fucking day. They have the same rights as everybody else does.
It's a oxymoronic thing.
barely.
To me, it seems quite hypocritical to think that it's okay
Exactly.
for one group to do something when the other group doesn't get to do that. In elementary school, you're not allowed to segregate kids because based on their color or based on their choices or based on their beliefs. They took out all holidays because you can't celebrate Christmas because it offends the Jewish kid, or it offends the African American kid that celebrates Kwanzaa, or it offends.
I think the problem lies with all the people being offended over everything.
And that's disgusting. People
That's
need to
where it
stop being
came-
offended.
that's where it
but
came from.
In our public and government organizations, we should not. If we're going to erase one, we have to erase all.
or just race none. Just
You
let it
can't
be.
erase none. Are you going to celebrate Christmas and Kwanzaa?
Why not? Just have it
Wait,
both there.
Yeah, I want so many presents.
I'm just saying it. I'm saying it should be the opposite. Just like not necessarily the flag thing, the week thing, whatever. Those should go away. Those.
I
are
think if
stupid.
they could have
But-
easily have honored those with an ulterior lifestyle in the military by putting out a mass statement or putting a commercial on TV, doing something to honor them rather than taking down the flags of everybody else that represents those flags that is
think
not
they
part
For
of
how
the.
long did they do it? For one
Why
day?
don't they just have another
Why-
flagpole?
One day? Big
How
deal.
about just
Throw
not
the
do it at
commercials
all?
all week long. It's Gay Pride Week, right?
So we're honoring the LGBTQ community.
And by doing
for-
that, you're alienating everybody else.
No, you're not. You're still honoring them. It's called like
You took
we don't have
down the
white
Marine
history,
flag
it's
to
just
put
called
up
American history.
you
That's
took-
why we had to add Black history. Okay,
I'm
right?
pretty sure we're all
American
on the
history
same page where
is
that
white
wasn't the
history,
right
so
way
we
to
don't
do
have white history. It's just been American history for thousands of years, and then we finally add Black History Month, to acknowledge people that have been treated differently because of the color of their skin.
Well, here's
But
something.
we're not changing flags at the VA to do that.
Here's something. I don't know if it still holds true, but when you applied for the post office job, you got extra points based on the color, what you were. When
That
you were
was
white.
almost any job.
Affirmative action.
Yeah.
Affirmative action.
That was big in
So
California. in the
yeah,
90s.
that's a
Affirmative
perfect
action.
example of like the complete opposite of what you're trying to accomplish. Like, how about just hire the best candidate for the job?
It's no
Period.
longer about who qualifies.
Yeah,
You have to have a quota of minorities. You have to have a quota of certain
which is nonsense.
orientations.
Oh, sweet. So I'm getting hired at my job interview tomorrow.
No, you just have to hire a
I
certain
think
percentage of black people.
Anthony over there needs to black it up a little bit more.
IQ,
though, right
yeah.
now, because he might have like the HR person might be blind, right? Let's say he has a blind HR person. They're gonna think he's a white guy and lying on his application saying he's black to just
I'm
get
not
the
so
job.
sure you qualify as any sort of minority.
I think you look East Indian.
I mean, like,
sound white like East
legally,
Indian.
I think I do, but like emotionally, I don't think I do.
I think you're a white man trapped
Have you
inside
gotten your- have you-
of a Native American East
Have you
Indian body.
gotten your DNA footprint? You have?
I have not.
So I don't think you know if you qualify or not.
Well, do you see my hair?
I don't give a fuck what your hair looks
You
like.
can be Dominican and have that hair. Look at Sammy Sosa,
Minority.
right?
Sammy Sosa's white now.
Dominican's not a minority if you're in the Dominican Republic.
But I'm not.
Have you seen what Sammy Sosa looks like now?
No.
Oh, Pull up Sammy Sosa.
He's super
Really?
Oh my
afraid.
God. He's like
He's super
Rare
white.
skin disease like Michael?
No.
yeah, he's like Michael Jackson.
Shut up.
No way.
You haven't
No,
seen
it was
Sammy
the-
Sosa
No.
now?
It's not Michael Jackson though. It's like
It's worse.
it's worse.
Go to images.
It's way worse than Michael Jackson ever attempted to look.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Wow.
What?
Can we show that to our viewers?
It's really bad.
Is there one?
The top left one.
No, isn't that
He looks like
no,
A-Rod
the one
now.
right under that? Isn't that like a before and after?
He looks like A-Rod.
Yeah, click on that.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I looked at the picture, I'm like, is that fucking A-Rod?
A-Rod and Sammy Sosa might be the same person,
Click on
guys.
view. Click on view to make it full screen. No, to the left. No, wrong one.
We just got an ad for a burger joint. That's great. Under shared photos. We went from
The
white
first-
Sammy Sosa, black Sammy Sosa
Oh,
to
visit.
hamburger.
Sorry.
There we go.
Hey everybody, we coming to California this month.
Oh, Jeebus. How about this? Right click on the image.
Just double
Just
click
double
it.
click on it. There you go.
Hey everybody, we coming to California this.
Just click on a different image. How about the top
yeah.
left? How about the top left?
Oh, look, there's more like this in the little thumbnails. Click on one of those.
No, go up top left. Just do the white one. He
Well,
looked-
you got to
wow.
show a before and after, bro. Because not everybody is going to know.
Hey everybody,
Oh, go back. The second one. The second one from the top.
Are we on images? or
That's not him
videos?
in the third picture, is
Are
it?
we on images or videos?
No, click on that right there.
I think we might be on videos. Holy crap!
No way. That can't be Sammy
Yeah,
Sosa on the
he says
right.
he used a skin bleaching cream.
Yeah.
Shut the front door. Can you click on it?
Can you?
You guys remember what he looked like before he bleached his skin? Chestnut.
There we go.
That is not him.
Sure is.
That is not Sammy Sosa.
Sure is.
Oh god, we gotta show our viewers at home.
Scroll that down and see if they have the. No, wait. Can you enlarge that three-way? That
This
three.
is the picture you should look at because this is like
That's one we were trying to, but it wasn't letting. Yeah, click on the plus sign on that second picture down. Yes, right there.
I'll screenshot
That
it.
can't be him.
way.
Yes, it is.
His eyebrows are even lighter.
I'm gonna switch
Yeah.
to screen capture.
He became a white guy.
Wait, the
Look at
wait,
his
the front,
smile.
the front, the shut the front.
like that's
What?
how you can tell. Look at his smirk. It's the exact
It is
same.
the same smirk.
Like that's a
I don't even think
Look at his eyes. They're the same.
that's
No.
that is Sammy.
No, that's absolutely him.
He became a fat white guy
Mm-hmm.
overnight.
That's not overnight.
Okay, overnight.
It's more than 10 years. Yeah.
So at the MLB headquarters, can they just put a white flag up in honor of Sammy Sosa's changing skin color?
I don't think he's hitting any. I think he's not hitting any home runs with that look. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
no, but here, check this out. I said that's why I said at the MLB headquarters, Major League Baseball headquarters.
absolutely could.
Hold on, let me finish for fucking once. Thanks, IQ. Jesus. Somebody, we don't have a mute switch for him, so we need to get him a fucking muzzle. Or I'm gonna put a dog shot collar on you. So every time you interrupt, I'm gonna push the button. I have one in the garage, dude.
Maybe we get MMA fighter Ed Herman from Vancouver, Washington, right here in our hometown, and put him in a sleeper hold.
Please.
Give him a rear naked choke, and he'll be
Please,
out.
and then you
Yeah.
can smack. We'll get some smelling salts to wake him up when we want his input. Quit interrupting. Have you ever been? Oh, you're the kind of people radio people hate. So, I know. Sammy Sosa, population-wise, probably represents the percentage of MLB players that the LGBTQ population represents of America, like numbers-wise. Just throwing it out there roughly. We're just gonna guess. So should the MLB put a Sammy Sosa white flag up in honor of Sammy Sosa deciding to change his skin color for one day?
Why not? Because I'm just shocked right as a baseball player myself. Wow. Can we get that photo back up for our viewers again, the three-way? Can we just put it one more time? This almost might be a good ending point for our show. Sammy Sosa turning white. We're ending on a high note here, folks.
This is low, bro. This is a low
This is
note.
amazing. I'm in disbelief.
I don't believe it's him. I don't believe it.
It is.
How about Reddit?
I'd
we
have
have to go to Reddit. Or
I'd have to
Snoops.
see if it-
Actually, Snoops.com.
I know what he sounds like when he talks. I would have to see a video of him talking.
I'll pull it up.
I have to see an interview, and we're not going to show it on the show.
No, I'll pull it up.
I have a hard time believing that's him.
Okay, we're gonna table this till our next week's podcast, and we're gonna come back with the truth. Is Sammy Sosa white today, or is this bullshit? I'm thinking it's real. What do you think, Sean?
I already know it's real.
It's
Biggs?
real.
Dude, I'm darker than he is.
Well, you've been accused on the Trimit Max system that you were black.
Not on Max. Getting off a bus on a tour, fool.
Okay, tour bus.
Like you get off a tour bus on an all-black campus. Everybody there is gonna assume you're black because you went on an all-black campus getting off a tour bus.
Like, which one of your parents is black?
So,
Is your mom black or is your dad black? I'm like, neither.
So RCTID 80 said the far one might be Photoshop, but I've seen the middle one before.
I've seen the middle one before too, and yes, that is him.
It's
That's
not Photoshop, bro.
the middle one and the first one could be the same skin tone. It depends on the lighting. The lighting can change your skin pigment that much. Depending on the room, if you're in a dark room with bright lights, that middle picture is absolutely could be the same exact skin color as being in the sun with no light at all.
No, there's
I'm just saying it could be.
He did an interview in 2009 where he said he was taking, or he was using the bleaching cream.
Oh my Lanta.
For his body.
Why?
Speaking of gay pride, is he gay?
No idea.
Even if he is, who cares?
He has a wife though.
That's called
That doesn't matter.
That's called a beard.
That doesn't mean anything.
I guess, yeah, he's had a wife for like 25 years.
Do you guys know what a beard is? I just learned this a couple of years ago. Do you know what a beard is?
It's hair on your face.
I have
No. No, it's not like what Sean has. Do you know what a beard is? Oh wait, Biggs, you first. What's a beard?
It's hair on your face.
Any other definitions like Urban Dictionary?
Not that I'm aware of.
It's a guy on your arm basically for show. It's basically like somebody who's like if they are just for
Okay,
like
he doesn't
looks.
know. Mike. All right, he's fumbling enough to not know.
Where's the
Producer?
buzzer?
I have
You ran out of
no
time.
clue.
Mensa, and quit Googling shit behind your backs.
I'm
You're
still-
fucking
I'm still-
Googling
I'm
shit.
still-
Hey,
Sammy
you were
Sosa.
peeking on his IQ test.
Still on Sammy Sosa.
I'm.
Okay, what's a beard IQ?
That's the, when the guy's gay, he has the wife to make him look
He looked
healthy,
it up.
right?
That's what I just said.
He really
I'm trying
did.
to say.
He really did cheat on his IQ.
You were
I'm
really,
actually
really
thinking that's what-
trying,
yeah.
but you really failed.
Yeah, he
So
looked
I
it
knew
up.
what it was.
That's
I think we're gonna like fly the Sammy Sosa flag eventually.
at the
Just
baseball headquarters.
In 10 years, he comes out of the
Have to
closet.
take down all team flags and put up the Sammy Sosa
Yeah, I think
flag.
he's gonna come out of the closet either gay or bisexual or queer.
Yeah.
He's at least three of the
it's entirely
5
possible.
letters
Maybe it's
in the LBGQT whatever.
I think there's 3 more letters now.
So you were getting defensive about whether or not we believe that the rainbow flag should be flown at the VA hospital, but now you're making fun of them.
No, I'm thinking
fun of
Sammy Sosa.
There's at least 3 letters of the LBGTQRSTUVWXYZ.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning, okay? I'm sorry, I can't do the English alphabet, let alone the Greek alphabet
Look,
right
man,
now.
I love-
Okay, and the gay alphabet's only got what 5 letters now. I'm done.
The LGBTQ community has been shunned in this country for so long. I am very, very, very proud and honored that they're willing to defend the country that hated them.
Okay.
This is what we're at now.
Oh my fucking! I can't even see straight right now. What is LGBTQIP2 SAA?
This is the comprehensive.
What the
It's an acronym.
WTF, WTF, WTF.
Here, you got better eyes. than me.
All right. All right.
Here's the acronym.
What is LGBTQIP2SAA? An alternative, more comprehensive, though not exhaustive acronym is LGBTQIP2SAA. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, questioning, queer, intersex, pansexual, two-spirit, 2S, androgynous, and asexual. Occasionally we'll see a third for ally, and sometimes it's preceded by an S for straight ally.
I know what half of those mean.
So if we don't draw the line somewhere and say, look, we are all fucking equal, we do not need to throw any special flags up for any special days. If you guys want to celebrate your day, by all means, celebrate your entire life. Own it. Be who you are. Be proud of it. But don't expect anybody else to have to do it unless you're willing to do it too.
I have a question.
Anybody's making anybody go to Pride.
What is pansexual. I heard that 10 years ago in a
that's
movie.
Pansexual is when you just have attracted to everything.
Like everything? What's it? Define everything, Sean.
Okay,
Ice cream truck man over himself.
Pansexual.
and you're attracted to any person. Like
Okay, any person.
Yeah.
An emotional.
It doesn't matter whether they're transgender, whether
Pansexual
they're
pretty
male,
much takes
female,
male,
straight,
female
gay,
out
whatever.
of the equation.
Doesn't matter your sexuality or
They're basically attracted to
Orientation doesn't matter. It's
it's just
pansexual means
person.
you're attracted to who you're attracted to, regardless of who they are.
I think someone's trying to pad their sexual count numbers by being pansexual. I think that's taking advantage of being
Miley
sexual.
Cyrus is pansexual.
What's her number?
I don't.
want it.
I really don't understand what the difference between pansexual and bisexual is.
Well, because bisexuals,
Is man or woman, right?
yeah, but it's also
So it's pansexual.
Well, that's man, woman,
Transgender.
midget, dwarf, trisexual. I don't know. What the hell? Asexual is like only not having sex with anyone, right? That's
yourself.
That's like more
Asexual
Smith, who's
is yourself.
Asexual would be yourself.
Be yourself. Okay.
No, not
No,
be
sex
yourself.
with yourself
Sex with yourself.
would be
I think that's
with
called
yourself.
masturbation. It doesn't need a letter in the rainbow flag. I think that's called masturbating. All of us. guys
Look,
have
I
done
am
it. Don't
asexual because I love me. I'm okay with that.
worry. I'm okay with masturbation. You guys?
I didn't even say that, man. I just love me. I look in the mirror and I'm
I
like,
don't need to
God
be. I
damn.
don't need to be asexual.
You know what?
to
Tom
jerk off.
Gisby thought that you were fat and ugly your whole life, but you are one sexy motherfucker.
On that note,
I'm not. I'm thinking he's very asexual at this point.
on that note,
Barry. What do you mean at this point?
Just the most asexual.
Look, I learned to love you because nobody else
he
wanted
knows
to.
he's the only one who can love him, so he does.
Hey.
you guys ready to call it?
Anything anybody wants to add before we say goodnight?
2 hours in. Final words.
Final words?
Bedtime.
Have a good night.
People that's on the mic and behind the camera.
One, I'd like to thank our producer Mike for talking very little, so I can have more airtime. Anthony for being too damn smart. Sean, keep winning the turf wars in Longview. Biggs, love yourself, bro. And I think it's really important that going back in honoring Paul's late sister, please do not drink and drive.
I appreciate that.
We may make a lot of jokes about things and tell a lot of stories, but bottom line is, if you don't drink and drive, you won't kill anyone.
True.
And yourself.
True. Skin deep.
Sammy Sosa deep.
I want to bleach your skin with Sammy
It doesn't
Sosa's
matter what
asshole
you look
bleach,
like.
okay?
It does not matter who you want to fall in love with. Be good to one another because our lives are way too short not to be. Spread some love. Show some respect. Thanks for watching Funk Shop TV, Season 3, Episode 3. We out.